quickly because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange. Cue the countdown. We're closing 2025 with a bang.
The victory tonight. Giannis takes off the other way, hammers it home. A little exclamation point with 1.9 seconds to go. And he's going to hear it from the fans.
The Bucks face off against the Wizards in a New Year's Eve matchup at Fiserv Forum. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Wednesday, December 31st. Your top story, a viral video costs Minnesota millions.
I'm Adam Roberts in for Jessica Ty, ringing in a new year with some new healthcare costs.
Chance of snow showers today, less than an inch expected. Breezy with a high of 30 degrees. Mainly clear, cold tonight, a low of 7, with wind chills dipping below 0. 32 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump railing against Somalis in Minnesota again. CBS's Michael Wallace.
On Truth Social, the president claimed up to 90% of the alleged fraud in Minnesota is caused by people here illegally from Somalia. The House Oversight Committee has scheduled a hearing on that alleged fraud in Minnesota's social services programs. Tuesday, the Trump administration froze all federal child care funding for Minnesota after a conservative YouTuber claimed a dozen empty daycare centers received state funds. CBS News found some safety violations at those daycares, but no recorded evidence of fraud.
President Trump says he has invited Governor Walz and State Attorney General Keith Ellison to testify before the committee.
Health leaders nationwide raising concerns about insurance coverage as the new year approaches. Affordable Care Act tax credits set to expire beginning tomorrow, which could leave some people without coverage or facing higher insurance costs. President and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin, Dr. John Raymond.
There will be people that no longer have the ACA tax credits, and they may not be prepared to get insurance. They may not actually be as insurable as they were, and almost certainly the cost of getting insurance from the private sector is going to go up.
Dr. Raymond says the loss of the credits could create confusion and uncertainty for families in the weeks to come.
A teen from Milwaukee facing multiple felony charges following a hit and run.
17-year-old Juliet Perez is charged with 3 felonies, including injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle and felony hit and run. Police say the incident happened early Saturday morning on December 27th outside a lounge near North 76th Street in Milwaukee. A criminal complaint says she showed signs of intoxication, refused sobriety tests, and was driving without a valid license. Investigators say a security guard was struck by a car and suffered a broken foot. Perez is due back in court on January 5th. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
More than 1,000 residents of New Berlin now pushing back against a proposed $12 million rehabilitation facility that would house men struggling with substance abuse issues. More from TMJ4's Ben Jordan.
If you go through here, where all the kids walk, play, it would be right at the other end of the road.
Hannah Brenner lives just half a mile from where the proposed addiction facility is expected to eventually house up to 120 men on the road to recovery.
I don't think we know enough about the rules of the facility.
Milwaukee Rescue Mission President Pat Vanderberg wants to address those concerns.
People aren't kind of just dropping in, coming in, going out. They're in residence for 6 months. They're vetted for 4 weeks before.
The Milwaukee Rescue Mission says it's seen a large increase in the need for its free rehabilitative programs outside of Milwaukee, including in Waukesha County.
The Rescue Mission says it hopes to break ground on its New Berlin campus in 2026, then open in 2027.
Well, the Greendale High School Band today in Pasadena, getting ready for the Rose Bowl parade. Tom Reifenberg is the director of the bands and previously led his band in the parade of 2020. He says they'll lean on experience when crafting this year's march.
I don't know if there's anything specific from there, but it's just much more comforting knowing every step of the way what's happening. Anytime you do something for the first time, there's always surprises and the element of the unknown that you don't necessarily know what's coming.
Parade begins at 10 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. Reifenberg says he expects the band to be on TV about 11:30 Central Time.
In northern Wisconsin, it's been a strong start to snowmobile season thanks to some heavy snowfalls. Ken Kusick, president of the Frosty Snowmobile Club near Land O'Lakes.
Anywhere up in the Northwoods is a great time of year for snowmobiling and just, the great Great White North. Being out here with all the people and being able to see everybody having fun is a great day.
Well, the last few winters have presented challenges. The industry hoping for strong revenues this season with over 225,000 registered snowmobiles across Wisconsin.
Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is off about 153 points this afternoon at 48,213. NASDAQ down about 65 at 23,356. And the S&P 500 off about 20 at 68.76. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
The Packers land a new QB. Sports traffic and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 12:05.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Packers quarterback Jordan Love remains in the concussion protocol, but is practicing today, according to head coach Matt LaFleur. LaFleur also confirms the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the practice squad.
He's had experience in similar systems. He seems like a smart guy, and we'll see how fast he can pick it up.
Malik Willis also dealing with an injury. He'll be limited at practice today. Green Bay locked into the number 7 seed for the NFC playoffs. Packers travel to Minnesota to face the Vikings Sunday afternoon. And the Bucs have won back-to-back games. They'll be on the home floor tonight against the Wizards. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Going over the roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We've got a smattering of incidents right now. A lot of them just your typical broken down vehicles when the weather gets as chilly as it does. But we do have a few crashes to report. One on 794, very close to the airport, just a half mile past Layton. Right shoulder blocked there due to a crash. And we're still working a bit on this crash where a vehicle went over the shoulder boundary metal line on 43 South right near Locust Street. This is out of the traffic and on the right shoulder as you head south, but just give them some breath as they continue to finish work up there. Otherwise, as far as drive times, we're looking pretty good to start the afternoon.
Well, could see about an inch of accumulation throughout the course of the day today. Flurries will pop around later this afternoon. Mostly cloudy with a high of 28. New Year's Day, mostly sunny, a high of 16 degrees. But in between the overnight low, wind chills could dip below 0. So definitely be cautious. Be aware if you're out late tonight into the early hours of the morning. Friday, partly sunny, high of 22. Saturday, mostly cloudy and a high of 26. 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Rounding out the new year, Greg, Adam, and Gina all here with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. We go into some best of programming coming up at the 3 o'clock hour. We got Bucks basketball tonight as well, bringing you into the new year. Maybe a little Bucks basketball, Stranger Things finale, and there you go. That's how you ring in the new year.
Well, then you don't even have to leave the house. No getting out in the cold, no having to dress up. That sounds like a great New Year's Eve to me.
Actually doesn't sound too bad at all. It's 12:10 here on WTMJ. Some big stories that we're following into the afternoon.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
So all child care payments to the state of Minnesota are currently frozen. This happened on Tuesday evening. The Trump administration continuing its investigation into alleged fraud by organizations in the state. Child care providers disputing the claims. Minnesota's governor is weighing the state's legal options. CBS News' Heather Bosch with more.
Acting CDC Director Jim O'Neill is alleging widespread fraud in Minnesota specifically.
We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
He says before Minnesota receives any more child care funds, the Trump administration wants to see receipts, photos, or other justifications for payments, and it's demanding the state conduct a full review of its child care centers. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
The scam allegedly manipulated federal child nutrition programs during COVID by creating fake sites, falsifying meal counts, and also claiming millions for meals never served to children. It's believed somewhere in the neighborhood of $250 million in federal funds were stolen. Meanwhile, Governor Tim Walz is saying this is all a witch hunt from the administration.
Moving on, a new report out this week shedding some light on hazing incidents this past year at Wisconsin universities. Under the recently passed Stop Campus Hazing Act, colleges nationwide were required to publish hazing transparency reports online by this past Tuesday, last week Tuesday, I should say. Well, 4 Wisconsin schools reporting at least one incident on these reports, the bulk of them at UW-Madison, 9 incidents at that campus, largest Greek life in the state of Wisconsin there, 2 incidents at UW-Whitewater, and 1 each at Carroll University and UW-Green Bay. While the 9 incidents in Madison were not described in detail, others were, and one of the Whitewater allegations in particular is concerning. According to this report, members of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity allegedly directed their recruits in winter of 2024 to go to a park where they were allegedly blindfolded, driven to their frat house, and forced to recite phrases and clean the house. Those who failed to complete the demands, according to the report, were slapped or paddled. University suspending that fraternity through March of 2029.
And finally, security ramped up in New York City and nationwide for New Year's Eve celebrations. ABC's Rena Roy has details from the Big Apple.
As millions of Americans prepare to celebrate this New Year's Eve, law enforcement across the country is on high alert. Security will be especially tight at the iconic ball drop in New York City's Times Square. The nation's largest police force says thousands of its officers will be in the air, on the water, and in the subway system. While officials say there's no specific or credible threat, this year we'll see secondary screenings and additional officers.
So you got the basics like security screening that you might experience attending a major football game or something along that line. But there's also high-level technology being used. Video, AI surveillance of the Times Square area. You've got real-time intelligence determining where people are. You can zoom in and out of the crowds, who's coming through the crowds. You can attend to medical emergencies. It's interesting that every time there's a massive security plan, you get the big numbers, right? Thousands of officers, water, drones, land, sea, all over the place, right? But there's so many things happening that the general public has no idea is happening.
Sure.
Right? And then that's a major component to any massive security plan.
And as we've seen around the world, as we're watching on the TV as the new year comes in hour by hour, a lot of major cities globally, Sydney, Australia, Tokyo, Japan, have altered their New Year's Eve big celebrations just in light of some of the events that have happened around the world recently that have drawn some security concerns.
Well, we are about 12 hours away from ringing in the new year. I assume that's the same in Green Bay. We'll go there next. Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch will join us. There's a new quarterback for the Packers. Who's going to play on Sunday? Wilde with us after this.
Illuminate your home with help from Menards. Now is the time to update your light fixtures and find your style with Patriot Lighting. Our Josca collection has a variety of lights, and they're all on sale, ready to take home today. Don't wait to finish your projects. Hurry in and pick up a Josca vanity light for $99.99 through December 31st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, if you did not have your company holiday party in December, have it in January at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your employees' dinners are free. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I know how crazy December can be, and you know how valuable your loyal, productive employees are. Show your appreciation with a world-class dinner at the Fox and Hounds. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, half your employees' dinners are free. Whether you have 15 employees or 150, half are free, saving your company hundreds of dollars. The holiday decorations are still up, and they are spectacular. I love it. The 7 wood-burning fireplaces will keep your employees warm and cozy. It's fantastic. The Fox and Hounds, right there off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. It is a gem. Book your company holiday party in January at the Fox and Hounds. Half your employee dinners are free, and they are going to love it. It's my favorite place. Reserve today. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
Well, some flurries today. Might see some accumulation, no more than an inch, according to Brian Niznansky. Overnight low going to be very cold here. Air temperatures right around 5 degrees. Wind chill could make it feel like 5 below. Sun returns on New Year's Day with a high of 17, back into the mid-20s to round out the week. It's 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:16.
It's time to gear up for your football fix on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Ty.
But the problem is the Ravens were methodical in their approach, and they just rushed it down the Packers' throat and destroyed Green Bay with time of possession. Derrick Henry racked up well over 100 yards, closer to 200 yards rushing, got to the end zone 3 times, and the Packers were just outclassed.
Powered by Flanners Home Entertainment. Just press play.
Here's what I told the team. We have 53 spots on our roster. You can have 2 call-ups. You have 48 dressed on game day. So there's going to be some starters that aren't going to play. Shoot, they might not suit up. They might suit up. And then you're going to have some starters that are going to play. So basically, you guys will find out on Sunday who's playing.
Okie dokie, there we go.
Okay.
Matt LaFleur wrapping up his Wednesday press conference. About an hour ago, the team has begun the practice week. Jordan Love is practicing, though still in the concussion protocol. Malik Willis injured, but limited. And there's a new quarterback. His name is Desmond Ridder. How does this all play out on Sunday? Very curious. Let's go to Green Bay and welcome in our good friend, ESPN Wisconsin, Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on weekdays. Also, great work online at channel3000.com. Happy New Year's Eve to Jason Wilde. Hey, Wilde.
Yeah, you'll find out on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And not a moment sooner.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it did not make the clip, but then thereafter I did say, okay, well, we'll find out on Sunday. When do your players find out? Because I think that's just as important, right? And so I think, they'll be able to, as Matt LaFleur said, they'll obviously understand it when they put together the practice plan and who's getting reps when and where and which guys are with the ones and which ones are spending the week on the look team. But look, I'm loath to make excuses for coaches. But this is a tough spot, man, because the way his team has played ever since Micah Parsons suffered his knee injury, and the risk of not wanting to have anyone else get injured, right? On a season that has had lots of injuries. I get it, man. I understand why you'd want to be extra careful and bubble wrap a bunch of guys. At the same time, it does feel like you kind of need to get something going in a positive direction here. So I'm curious to see how it plays out on Sunday.
So this guy, Desmond Ridder, just for those who aren't familiar, comes over. He was in Minnesota, so he doesn't have to. He actually gets to go back home. You think, Jason, that LaFleur and the offensive staff just saw those two quick drives out of Clayton Tune and said, yep, we need a better QB3?
No, I'm not sure if that's it, Adam. I think there's also the possibility that they are going to go without both Jordan Love and Malik Willis and let both of them heal, right? I mean, obviously, Love is still in the concussion protocol, but you saw Malik Willis. I mean, he played – it's hard to play with an injured throwing shoulder, and he played really, really well, and then he had the moment where he ran straight to the locker room to get examined. I think he was afraid he'd torn his rotator cuff or something. But this would give them the alternative option of start Clayton Tune and then play Desmond Ridder. I mean, I don't see them leapfrogging Tune. They've carried him on the practice squad all year. He's been in their offense since the end of training camp. Now, they didn't keep any of the guys they had in camp, but they signed him for a reason. I would think that Ridder is more insurance, but to your point, he has started games. I mean, he was the Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback for multiple years, including last year when I believe the Packers lost to the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. So he has history, but they are clearly just looking to get through this game without any further damage.
Yeah, it seems to me, in listening to Matt LaFleur speak earlier today, Jason, you were in the room, so I'll ask you if you got the same sort of feeling, that this will be sort of a hybrid approach, and basically it's just kind of how the numbers work out. You don't have the luxury of this massive roster like you do in the preseason. It's kind of a finite number of folks. You got to try and find a way to dress 48, or at least close to 48. Yeah, there might be a couple of practice squad call-ups, but I guess I don't know how you get to the first quarter through the fourth quarter without seeing some very familiar names on the field. I'm just not exactly sure who those are going to be.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And look, the other part of this is there are multiple players whose availability is in question because of their own injuries, right? I mean, at corner, they signed two guys to the 53-man roster from their practice squad. But, like, if they were to only play guys that have been on the roster, their corners would be Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, and Bo Melton. He is the last corner that was on the roster until they called these guys up from the practice squad and signed them to the 53, Bartholomew and Jalen Simpson. So, like, you're going to have to play your corners, at least some of the game. You're going to have to play your safeties. They lost Zane Anderson to an injury. He would have been a perfect guy to fill in at safety and, say, not play Xavier McKinney or whatever. And Zach Tom, it doesn't sound like Zach Tom is going to play. So you're probably going to have to start Jordan Morgan at right tackle again. So the injury report is also a major factor, not just we want to play it safe so all our guys are healthy for presumably the Bears.
Jason, looking ahead, one guy with this defensive front that is so rattled up, one guy that has to perform, you'd think, would be a guy like Rashawn Gary. And you wrote a piece on channel3000.com earlier today about what happens with Gary if this slump he's been in for seemingly half the season continues, even alluding to maybe they move on from him in 26. Is that realistic, given how much they've invested in a guy like Gary to this point?
Yeah, I think it's more likely than not that they will move on from him. Now, here's the one kind of wrinkle on that, and I mentioned it in the story too. Like, we don't know what Micah Parsons' track is going to be for returning, right? I mean, the timeline of a torn ACL would tell you that he's probably not going to be ready for the opener. Maybe he's ready sometime in later September. But if you move on from Rashawn Gary, obviously you lose a guy that has some history, but his production has just not been good enough. I mean, he's gone 9 games without a sack. 9! That's unbelievable. It's his job to get after the quarterback, right? And so, you can explain it away for this reason or that reason, but the bottom line is he has not been good enough. And for a guy who's got a $96 million contract and has 2 years left on it, I think he's more likely not on this roster next year than he is on it.
If you could climb into the mind of Matt LaFleur, Jason, right? The Packers have two options here, potential options to face in the playoffs in the opening round, either the Bears or Eagles. Good storylines either way, right? Division rival beat you a couple of weeks ago, the new Kings of the North, at least for this season, or the team that bounced you out of the playoffs last year and ultimately won the Super Bowl. Great storylines there. Is there one that's a better matchup for the Packers in round one of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's the Bears. I know that the Eagles have had some problems of their own, but I think, you saw what happened the last time they were in Chicago a couple weeks ago. The Packers were the better team for 57 minutes. And I know our Bears fan friends don't like it when I say this, but I don't feel like the Bears really beat the Packers. I feel like the Packers beat the Packers. Like it was reminiscent of that 2014 NFC Championship game. They did like 5 things wrong, and had they just not done one of them, they would have won the game. And so I feel like they should feel pretty good, not overconfident. Lord knows they've got no room to be that way. But I feel like that's a matchup. They know that team. I just feel like that one's the better matchup. Philadelphia has always been a hard place for them to play, regardless of who the coach is and what that team is doing. I think they can beat both those teams, but I like their chances better against the Bears.
Check out his work online at channel3000.com. Of course, Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. Always grateful to have Jason be a part of this program each and every week throughout the season. Jason, have a happy new year with you and the ones you care about the most, and we'll check it again next week.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
You do the same. Jason Wilde joins us here on Wisconsin's Midday News. And our Football Fix, sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Check them out online at flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. For Flanners, just press play.
The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has been able to change the lives of thousands of people with this incredible metabolic reset program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. There's no better time than now to give yourself the gift of a new you in this new year. Schedule your free consultation now by visiting MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi from Milwaukee Weight Loss and MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Many patients just like me, because in 2025, I lost 45 pounds. Yes, 45 pounds. And here's the cool thing. I kept that weight off. Many patients don't lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call right now for your free weight loss consultation. Easy. 262-449-1180. Here's the number. 262-449-1180. Or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Don't wait. Call today or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, "I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house." Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzek households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP Smart Side siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Beautiful and safe. Decks built to last by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, a major spike in one type of property tax.
I'm Adam Roberts. One city says pay the parking tickets or else.
33 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. It's going to be a frigid start to the new year with near 0-degree wind chills blowing through parts of Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. The National Weather Service predicting frigid air will spread through much of the eastern two-thirds of the country. Snow totals in parts of western and upstate New York could reach up to 3 feet this week. Out on the West Coast, New Year's Day rain could drench Pasadena's Rose Parade for the first time in about 2 decades. Flu cases continue skyrocketing nationwide, with more than a dozen states now reporting a very high number of illnesses and more expected to follow. ABC News medical contributor and emergency physician Dr. Darian Sutton with more on what to do if you have symptoms.
It's really difficult to distinguish between whether or not it's the flu, whether or not it's COVID. There's no easy way to tell unless you get tested. I try to tell patients if you have symptoms, just act accordingly and cover your face with a mask and making sure that you're washing your hands and preventing transmission.
This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1231.
School property taxes continue to soar across the state of Wisconsin.
According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, school property taxes rose almost 8% in December, one of the largest increases in the last 3 decades. The organization says some of the major reasons for the hike is an increase to state limits on school districts' per pupil revenues, along with a lack of funding in the most recent state budget. This has led many local school districts to enact funding referendums, which has also contributed to the increase. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A group of Republican lawmakers introducing a bill that would allow autonomous vehicles on Wisconsin roadways. The legislation proposed would create an oversight board and permitting process for the driverless cars. Supporters like the Wisconsin Non-Driver Advisory Committee say the tech would improve access to transportation and be a boost to the economy. Over 20 states nationwide allow self-driving cars on the roads.
Successes and struggles tell the story of 2025 for many small businesses, marking the first year in nearly 2 decades that more craft breweries closed than opened. It's not just breweries feeling the burden of success. Many restaurants find themselves in the same boat. I'm Milwaukee dining critic Lori Frederick.
They're sitting there with these rising prices on food, trying to create interesting, creative menus that people are attracted to that aren't going to scare people away with the prices. What I'm hearing from folks is, geez, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Frederick says labor shortages are often cited as one main reason for a restaurant's closure, but owners tell her food costs and supply chain issues also play a large role in their struggle.
If you're one of the thousands who've avoided paying a parking ticket in the city of Milwaukee, you could be ringing in the new year at an impound lot. The city's 2-month pause on parking violation tows is coming to an end, which could lead to vehicles being towed or violators being compelled to pay up. According to city data, the cars at risk of being towed are owned by people with 5 or more parking unpaid tickets, which is roughly around 23,000 people. The tow moratorium ends at midnight tonight.
If your New Year's Eve plans include stepping out, there's help getting you where you need to go and back.
As Milwaukee gets ready to welcome 2026, Miller Lite is once again picking up the tab for New Year's Eve bus rides. All MCTS routes will be free starting at 8 p.m. with extra late-night service on key lines throughout the county. The program is part of Molson Coors Free Rides initiative, now in its 37th year nationwide. Bottom line, if you're celebrating, you've got a safe, free way to get to where you're going and back home again. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1234.
At Capri Communities, they believe people of every age deserve to enjoy life.
I recently moved my dad into a Capri community. He has gained such new independence. His falls have decreased, he's eating healthy meals, and going on great new adventures. Knowing Dad is in a great place really gives me the peace of mind I needed. And now, we're both enjoying life again.
Give the care that has your parent enjoying life again at Capri Communities. Get started today at capricommunities.com.
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you. It steals the fun out of life. It steals your energy. And it's just a dark cloud over a lot of people's lives, even on the sunniest of days. But your joint pain does not have to rob you of your life or your happiness. Because at Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that can rejuvenate your life. In a world where big box healthcare has driven pain treatment costs through the roof and has made it look like joint replacements are your only option, Rejuvenex has kept pain treatment affordable for almost anyone. And for most with insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, we've seen pain treatment paid for by insurance with zero out-of-pocket cost to our patients. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. Don't let pain rob you. Take action today so we can help make your joint pain go away.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Packers quarterback Jordan Love practicing, but he remains in the concussion protocol, according to head coach Matt LaFleur, who also confirmed the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the team's practice squad.
He's had experience in similar systems. He seems like a smart guy, and we'll see how fast he can pick it up.
Malik Willis also beat up, injured. He is practicing in a limited capacity this afternoon. Packers travel to Minnesota to face the Vikings on Sunday. And the Bucs are back on the home floor, taking on the Washington Wizards at Fiserv Forum, looking to make it 3 wins in a row. Coverage gets underway tonight at 6:30 on WTMJ.
To the roads, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We've just got one spot of heavier volume east and west on 94 between about 27th and 76th Streets. We also have, or had rather, a broken down vehicle heading east on 94 right about at 70th Street on the right side of the road. But that looks like it has been taken care of and cleared. We will still have that volume as you work your way down to the 2 lanes through the construction zone. So just be mindful if that is your route right now. Otherwise, all the earlier incidents, we did have 2 crashes earlier on the system. They have been cleaned up, and so you're looking good otherwise.
Chance of snow today, less than an inch of accumulation, a high of 28 degrees. Overnight low 5, and wind chills could make it feel like 5 below 0. Thursday, mostly sunny and a high of 16. 33 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:38.
Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change. You gotta keep pushing on, the sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain.
That's our final check-in of the year with our CBS congressional correspondent and friend, it's Scott McFarland joining us from the nation's capital. Happy New Year, Scott.
Right back at you, Greg and Adam. And if you thought you were going to stump me with a song from 1996, you were sadly mistaken.
This was all Gina. I have no idea what is playing on our airwaves right now. What is it, Scott? Please tell us.
Oh, it's a one-hit wonder, so let's start with that. Let's celebrate that we used to have one-hit wonders. A group called Mista, not Mr., but Mista, and it's called Blackberry Molasses. It was a fine song. It was all right. It was slow, like molasses, but we know the song.
It's not on your New Year's Eve playlist this evening, Scott? No?
It's like take a nap song. That's like one of those things you put on when you want to fall asleep in the afternoon before New Year's Eve.
Fair enough.
I was going to say, I will take credit for some of this, too. I was intentionally trying to stump you, Scott, before we get to 2026. I had a little bit of a hand in this one, too.
All right. Fair enough. Well, welcome. All right. Good stuff. It's hard.
Good try, guys. Good try.
Not an easy guy to stump. No. Hey, what is a New Year's like in D.C.? Is it bopping with activity? Is there a drop of something of any kind? Like we do a cheese drop in Plymouth, Wisconsin with the folks at Sartori. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't get the fanfare as the thing that's happening in New York City, but what is D.C. all about?
I mean, if you're going to do the cheese drop, how cold is it when the cheese drops? Like, is it you have to stay outside for an hour before it and you have to weather whatever the weather is?
Well, yes. I mean, just in general. I mean, it's 33 and cloudy right now, which really isn't bad, but the overnight's going to be a bad situation.
Nothing here. They are going to light up the Washington Monument tonight with a projection. That's more for the 250th anniversary of the country, which, by the way, is 2026. And they started off with a projection at the Washington Monument at midnight tonight. That's pretty cool. I would not expect much of any crowd for it because we don't take the 33 degrees very well down here, and we're going to have one of those type of nights that you're going to have too. And I'm wondering who can do Times Square for 15 to 18 hours in what is really unseasonably cold weather for them. But Washington's usually kind of dead zone around the holidays because it's such a federal government town, and with the federal government closed, the president in Florida and Congress back home, there's not much here except news.
Well, you won't draw any sympathy from us, as we will stand out in 16-degree weather and go out to Water Street or whatever and just do whatever. I did want to pivot a bit, Scott. Speaking of the nation's capital, this Brian Cole hearing, the man accused of planting 2 pipe bombs in the nation's capital the night before the January 6th attack on the Capitol 4 years ago in 2021. Going through this, the defense seems to be arguing he should be released before the trial, but the judge not seeming to want to make a decision. What do we know right now?
It's a fascinating case. It's been weird from the start. I mean, it's a Capitol Hill pipe bomb case from January 5th, 2021. It's kind of been a unicorn and a weird case from the start. But since the arrest of Brian Cole of Virginia earlier this month, it's stayed weird. Brian Cole has no criminal history, has no open political views. He's not one of those people online, trashing the political parties. He seems to be somebody who thought the 2020 election was rigged and bought into that baseless claim. But even during a hearing yesterday, the prosecution acknowledged he doesn't have any online writings or online footprint showing he's a political extremist. He also has a severe developmental disability. He's 30 years old. He is very high on the autism spectrum. He's got obsessive compulsive disorder. And the fact that he doesn't fit any predictable mold and the way the Department of Justice is handling this case is fueling conspiracy theories that they've got the wrong guy, they have not the only guy, or something's just wrong here. And I'm not giving any credit to the conspiracy theories, but the Department of Justice is doing itself no favors because in court yesterday and in all of its filings so far, they won't say a certain phrase. They won't say January 6th, Capitol riot, Capitol siege, insurrection, or 2020 election denial. And the Capitol pipe bomb story is only a story because of its connective tissue to the insurrection. Did this person believe the election was rigged, and is that why he left the bombs? Is he a threat to target or menace others? Is there any connection between this and the riot? So long as the Department of Justice won't talk about that, they're kind of dancing around a pretty important issue and making life difficult for them, convincing the public.
Has Cole officially entered a plea, Scott?
So no, there's been no preliminary hearing in this case, and that's a problem too. He's been held for a few weeks now, and he asked for his rights to be honored and to have a preliminary hearing yesterday. He wanted to have it out. He wanted to be able to have the Department of Justice show their cards, make their case, give some evidence to the court more than they have so far that this is him. The judge declined to do that. There's some procedural issues that are hanging some of this up. It's nobody's fault in particular. That said, Brian Cole hasn't had a chance yet to enter his plea, nor has he had a chance yet to get a decision on whether he should be released from custody pending trial. The judge is going to take that under advisement for some time, too. His case is kind of stalled, but at the same time, he hasn't had a chance to say his piece or give his side of the story.
So that would seem to imply then that this could be a later rather than sooner situation with him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's possible there's a decision made today or Friday as to whether to release him from custody, but I would expect this case to drag on quite a bit. And he's got himself a large defense team. He's got 4 defense attorneys on the case, and he has this echo chamber in which this case exists, in which there are people who think something's not being told to the public. Doesn't that fit a pattern lately? You know, from Epstein files to cover-ups of this and that. People think not everybody's being transparent with this case. How could it be that somebody who is a 30-year-old, lives in his mom's basement, and has a developmental disability, how could this be the person who pulled off this great Muppet caper crime that befuddled the feds for 5 years? And they're alleging he used his own phone, drove his own car, was there, it was traceable in that area on that night. How was this a mystery for so long? The Department of Justice has not explained that yet. And until they do, you're going to have that echo chamber continue to ring.
One of the big stories of 2026, Scott, of course, midterm elections. And a big story here in Wisconsin. Governor Evers, the Democratic governor, been in office for several years, not seeking re-election. There are 9 candidates officially with their names in the running for the Democratic Party. And you've got a couple on the Republican side as well. Very eager to see how this plays out and the kind of messaging. I do wonder, do presidential approval ratings or anything happening in Washington with the administration historically affect midterm results?
You sure do. When the approval ratings are so demonstratively high or demonstratively low, and respectfully, the president's approval rating, according to the larger conglomerate of polls, is historically low. And you've seen that manifest itself in the areas that did have elections in 2025. You had, for example, in Virginia and New Jersey, 2 states where there were competitive governor's races last time, races that were not at all competitive, races in which Democrats trounced Republican opposition, and some of that can be attributed to a sentiment statewide or a national sentiment against President Trump. You saw similar things in different parties in different years. I think in Wisconsin, you watch to see what races suddenly become competitive that wouldn't otherwise be competitive because of the president's approval ratings. Are there more competitive U.S. House seats than you thought there were going to be? If there was other statewide elections that were going to be competitive, that were going to be close, do they become uncompetitive? You'll see this. You'll see this on your phone, on your social media feed, and on your television, and hear it on your radio. When the ads start coming up, what do you hear and what do you not hear? That's an indication of where this is going. And I can tell you, in other states, we saw and heard ads for races we never would have thought would have been competitive in a different cycle. And once they get on the map, suddenly you recognize where the national sentiment is.
Yeah, I think we're all bracing here locally, knowing how many big elections are coming up in Wisconsin. For those ads, they will be here before you know it. You know, Scott, I know you're not a political analyst, but when it comes to issues, we talk about things like the economy, things like social matters. When it comes to the midterms, what could carry more weight in general, do you think? Is it going to be some of that hard-pressed economy stuff like inflation, housing, cost of health care, or could it be more along the cultural matters like the immigration stories we've seen unfold over the last year?
We know what the parties are telling us, the campaign operatives from both sides, and they have not seen any change in the last 18 months over the primary issue being the economy. It was the driving issue in 2024. Those who attribute Trump's success to the economy say he was speaking to the issue of affordability. Those who watch Democrats win in November say they were speaking to the issue of affordability. If you want to name, we didn't hear those ads, we didn't see those ads, but in the New York mayoral race, Mayor-elect, soon-to-be Mayor Mamdani, won the election laser focused on affordability of groceries, housing, and things around the city. And he attributes his victory in a very competitive primary to talking about affordability. There's been no change in the economic sentiment of America that is measurable. It's still wildly expensive to go buy groceries. It's still dang near impossible for some people to buy a house or get a car. And until the fundamentals change there, there's no indication the strategy is going to shift or that the driving issue is going to shift for voters. Everything else may feel like a first world problem when you can't afford things at the end of the week.
And Scott, as you boil down 2025, you think about all the stories that you covered and ones that really moved the needle. Are there a top 2 or 3 stories that that really just, for whatever reason, took off or captured national attention. What's in that little that top of the list, top of the mountain in terms of stories that you covered, and how might they affect action in 2026?
Yeah, the two that jumped out at me in particular, one of which I spoke about over the weekend on Face the Nation, is this thermonuclear use of the presidential pardon, where beginning January 19th, 2025, with blanket preemptive pardons for people who are in the Biden orbit or the Biden family, and continuing with Trump's 1,500-plus January 6 pardons, which one police victim called the original sin of the Trump presidency, and all that have followed since, from the crooked Virginia governor to the Texas congressman accused of fraud who didn't go on trial yet, was already pardoned anyhow by the president, to George Santos, to all of these other figures who were pardoned, in some cases before they even appealed their cases. This is new. This is novel, and this could be a problem if the next person, the next president, doesn't turn it back to what it used to be, which was a lower level grade of controversy. The other story I think that has been slapping us in the face is political violence, not just the threats and the menacing of political figures, but the actual violence that's manifested, from the assassination of Charlie Kirk to the assassination of the Democratic Speaker of the House in Minnesota. And the people who are stepping away from politics because they want nothing to do with this new, hyperbolic, and to a degree, wildly dangerous politics. One example I'll give you is a retiring congressman in Maine, a Democrat in a pretty purple district. He's leaving not just because it's always a competitive race for him. He says he's just sick of having to worry about his family's safety. I don't think we're talking enough about that, and there's no indication that's cooling off when the calendar flips.
We are so grateful to have you a part of our program each and every week, Scott. We ring in the new year, I should say, next week, and we'll welcome you back. Do you have New Year's plans, by the way?
Oh, I got the best New Year's plans. Dad with 2 kids. I'm going to go to bed on time.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep well. I'm going to get up late tomorrow. It sounds right. It sounds like that's just what we should be doing on New Year's Eve.
It's perfect. I like that.
And getting ready the Packers are a guaranteed 7 seed, right?
That is
a matter of whether they're playing the Bears or the Eagles is the decision.
It'll be
we get this weekend.
One or the other in Wild Card Weekend. That's correct.
We'll be ready.
All right. That sounds good. Well, we always appreciate it. Scott McFarland joins us each and every week. Scott, Happy New Year to you and the family. We'll check in again next week. Thank you so much.
Same to you.
You bet. It's 12:51 on WTMJ.
Pushing on, the sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Start the new year right with Norwalk Furniture, on sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture. Save 35% on showroom pieces that are ready for immediate delivery, or in just 35 days, you can create a look that reflects your unique style with over 850 fabric and leather options and comfort levels, from cuddling to extra firm support. Norwalk Furniture's American roots go back over 102 years. For better quality American-made upholstery, shop the Norwalk Upholstery Sale at any Ken Michaels Furniture locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or downtown. Better days start with a better night's sleep on a mattress from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in Milwaukee, our mattresses are custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50%, compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
You don't need a massive walk-in to have a beautiful, organized closet.
Tired of wasted space? Or that pile of shoes that's always hiding behind your closet door?
Abracadabra!
Inspired Closets is the expert at doubling or even tripling your storage space instantly.
It's like magic, but better, because it's custom designed for you.
We make it easy and affordable and transform your space regardless of its size or scope.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Could see some snow later today. No more than an inch of accumulation, however. Overnight low down to 5 degrees, 5 below zero with the wind chill. It's going to be very cold overnight. Tomorrow's high just 17 under sunny skies, back to the mid-20s with clouds on Friday. It's 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:54. There's a handful of people in the office today, and we've kind of done an informal poll, like, what are you doing tonight? And what do you got planned? There are more and more people, there's a lot of young people that work in our station and part of our Good Karma Brands team here in Milwaukee. And I could count on two hands the number of people that said that they're going to a movie theater to watch the Stranger Things finale or something to do with Stranger Things. Just one of a variety of things you could be doing.
A lot of eyes will be watching more than the ball drop tonight.
Mother of God.
We'll be dropping in on Hawkins, Indiana for the last ever trip to the Upside Down. The Stranger Things series finale will be both in theaters and on Netflix. Easily could be its record audience. At the same time, Ryan Seacrest will be in Times Square for ABC for one thing no one wants to miss.
All eyes are on the ball, and there is this significant moment of unity. For at least once in the year, everybody's together.
One of our rare communal moments. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
Yeah, Netflix and chill seems to be kind of a theme for this year's New Year celebrations, largely due to Stranger Things.
You know, it's so crazy. My stepmom, while we were visiting over the past weekend for the Christmas holiday, she threw on what I saw was the first ever episode of Stranger Things. And I was like, what are you doing? Have you never seen this show? Like, well, yeah, I heard the finale's coming out, so I got to get ready. Like, you're starting from the very beginning.
Yeah,
so she, by mathematicals, must have been watching every single hour of every single day between now and then to get ready if it's coming out tonight.
That's a lot of catching up to do. Well, whatever you decide to do, hope you have a lot of fun doing it tonight. It's 12:56.
John Gillespie here. I spent a lot of cold mornings waiting for the big bite, and the right gear makes all the difference. That's why I head to Fleet Farm. Right now, you can get a Nordic Legend 2-person ice house for $109.99. Save $100 on a Vexilar FLX 18 Gens ice flasher and a Fravel Arctic Fire tip-up for just $19.99. Gear up this season with help from Fleet Farm, your ice fishing headquarters.
Hey, fellas, if you're feeling a little tired or unfocused, maybe just not quite yourself, could be a number of things going on. Connect with the folks and medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. They got a 3-step simple process made easy and customized for you. Could be low testosterone. Game Day can help with that. Get a free scorecard from Game Day Men's Health and get that customized game plan. Begin treatments fast and convenient. Clinics are conveniently located for you. Ideal candidates are those experiencing low energy, maybe not sleeping well, brain fog, a little weight gain. There's vitamin treatments available through Game Day Men's Health. Peptide treatment, which are very exciting. Testosterone replacement, they can do it all. I've used it for EPAT therapy. Old injuries that tend to bark at you now and then, EPAT therapy breaks down that scar tissue and gets you back to fully functioning. It's all at Game Day Men's Health and more. Check them out. Stop in, especially if you've not been to your own physician or maybe don't even know who your own physician is anymore. Well, the folks at Game Day Men's Health can help you through the process. Complimentary consultations are available with experienced medical professionals. Game Day Men's Health. Visit the website GameDayMen'sHealth.com or check out their conveniently located locations in Germantown, Shorewood, Brookfield, and Delafield.
Wisconsin State Fair tickets are on sale for just $13. Plus, get ready to deliver holiday bundles packed with State Fair favorites at the lowest price of the season. Get yours today at wistatefair.com before they're gone. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 6th through 16th.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scuddy for QC Kinetics. Start the year moving, not hurting. If you listen to the show, you know I had a lot of elbow pain. Tennis elbow is how they refer to it. Joint pain holding you back? Well, listen up. There's a great way, like I did. 5 treatments this summer, got rid of my elbow pain. Real relief without surgery, without the downtime, and without putting your life on pause. I met with Dr. Ashley Caravelli. Her team is amazing at QC Kinetics. Great on the health side, great on the communication side. Right here in Milwaukee, they deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Whether it's knees, elbow, like in my case, hips, shoulders, back, wherever it hurts, they can help you with that pain. Instead of facing an invasive surgery or operation that sidelines you or meds, their treatments happen right in their office and you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big, life-changing results. Imagine this, you're moving better, stronger, planning the new year that you want to live. Find out for yourself. 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. QC Kinetics.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Cue the countdown. We're closing 2025 with a bang.
The victory tonight. Giannis takes off the other way, hammers it home. A little exclamation point with 1.9 seconds to go. And he's going to hear it from the fans.
The Bucks face off against the Wizards in a New Year's Eve matchup at Fiserv Forum. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 101 on Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Wednesday, December 31st. Your top story, leaving tax credits in 2025.
I'm Adam Roberts. Police departments nationwide suddenly scrambling.
Chance of snow showers today, less than an inch is likely. Breezy, a high of 30 degrees. Clear and cold tonight, low of 5. Wind chill 5 below. It's 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee. At 101 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, health leaders raising concerns about insurance coverage as the new year approaches. Affordable Care Act tax credits are set to expire, which could leave some without coverage or facing higher costs. Dr. John Raymond, president and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin on WTMJ.
There will be people that no longer have the ACA tax credits, and they may not be prepared to get insurance. They may not actually be as insurable as they were, and almost certainly the cost of getting insurance from the private sector is going to go up.
Dr. Raymond says the loss of those credits could create confusion and uncertainty for families in the weeks ahead.
Across the nation, police and fire departments are now at a crossroads over a Trump administration drone ban.
Police and fire departments nationwide are scrambling to figure out what to do now that the Trump administration has banned imports of foreign-made drones from companies like DJI, and parts for existing drones and even firmware and software updates are blocked. The FCC is citing national security concerns for the ban, but police and fire departments say it's left them stranded with fleets of expensive drones that could soon be rendered inoperable. In Palm Springs, California, police saying
our entire drone fleet is comprised of DJI technology.
Police and fire departments say the drones are critical for public safety. Alex Stone, EBC News.
A teen from Milwaukee is facing multiple felony charges following a hit and run.
17-year-old Juliet Perez is charged with 3 felonies, including injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle and felony hit and run. Police say the incident happened early Saturday morning on December 27th outside a lounge near North 76th Street in Milwaukee. A criminal complaint says she showed signs of intoxication, refused sobriety tests, and was driving without a valid license. Investigators say a security guard was struck by a car and suffered a broken foot. Perez is due back in court on January 5th. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee Rescue Mission hoping to expand its reach in 2026, but they're facing some pushback against those expansion efforts. More from TMJ4's Ben Jordan.
Is someone just allowed to leave whenever they want? What if they don't have a car? What if they're homeless? Are they just going to walk into our city? I don't really know.
Hannah Brenner lives just half a mile from where the proposed addiction facility is expected to eventually house up to 120 men. The New Berlin Department of City Development says because this facility is considered to be a religious institution, a public hearing was not required, and the city does not have discretion to deny the use based on fear or speculative perceived impacts.
The rescue mission says it hopes to break ground next year and then open the new facility on South Moreland Road in 2027.
Well, following a few rough winters for Wisconsin's snowmobile industry, many in the northern part of the state are welcoming heavy snowfall and an earlier start to the season than usual. Lori Heidemann is the president of the Association of Snowmobile Clubs.
But if you look at throughout the years, that trend comes back, and we're on the upside of that trend. Did it decline a little bit through the last couple of years? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, a group of Illinois residents recently visited Eagle River, known as the snowmobile capital of the world.
They groom them. They do a very good job up here, and it's just everybody's polite. They mind the trails. They don't get in your way and stuff like that. We have a big group of people here today, and we're having a great time.
And the winter sport contributes roughly $90 million annually to the state's economy.
And speaking of the economy, news about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All three majors on Wall Street trying to get some gains to end the old year and head into the new. And struggling so far. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all off about 0.1% on the afternoon. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. More details at annexwealth.com.
What's the plan for the starters on Sunday in Minnesota? Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me, not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hi, Debbie. I just thought I'd let you know eastbound 94 has what looks like a pretty bad accident.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hi, Deb. It's Mark. 894 West. It's a parking lot.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Westbound 94, just west of 27th Street, two-car crash.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's your turn to enjoy life your way. At Capri Communities, they offer vibrant senior living where neighbors become friends, and each day brings something to smile about.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure.
Find your perfect new home at capricommunities.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Forward Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. Packers quarterback Jordan Love remains in the concussion protocol. He is practicing today, according to head coach Matt LaFleur, however. The team locked into the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs, leaving LaFleur with a decision to make. Play the starters, rest the starters, maybe a hybrid approach on Sunday in Minnesota.
Here's what I told the team. We have 53 spots on our roster. You can have 2 call-ups. You have 48 dressed on game day. So there's going to be some starters that aren't going to play. Shoot, they might not suit up. They might suit up. And then you're going to have some starters that are going to play. So basically, you guys will find out on Sunday who's playing.
LaFleur also confirms the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the practice squad. And the Bucs have won back-to-back games. They'll take the home floor tonight against the Wizards. Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6:30 on WTMJ.
To the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. It's been a relatively quiet start to the afternoon on the roads, and that remains the case right now. We had some earlier incidents, including a broken down vehicle on the right side of the road on 94 East near 70th Street. All those incidents, though, have since cleared up. You will still see just a little bit of heavy volume as you work your way west on 94. This starts about 27th Street and works your way through the stadium interchange over to about Hawley Road, and then you are free and clear out to the burbs that way. Everywhere else, again, is looking quite good this hour.
Well, stay warm tonight if you're out and about. Today, not so bad here. 33 degrees. It's cloudy right now, but comfortable temperatures. They will be dropping, however. Overnight low about 5 degrees, 5 below zero with the wind chill. Tomorrow's high just 17 under sunny skies. 33 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 110.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Happy to close out the year with you here on WTMJ. Greg and Adam in for you on Wisconsin's Midday News, going till 3 o'clock. Gina is here, Jessica back on Monday as we ring in 2026.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, you might find it a little easier to park on the streets beginning January 1st or 2nd if you're in Milwaukee. More than 28,000 vehicles could be towed. Drivers with multiple unpaid parking tickets may have their cars towed as soon as January 1st. There's a new ordinance for habitual parking violators, those who, let a ticket just go and go and go without paying it, and then those tickets add up, and then you get multiple, 3, 4, 5 tickets and so on, and you just choose not to pay it. Well, there's a new policy. In fact, it went into effect November 1st. It requires the city to mail a letter to those individuals warning drivers of possible tows due to unpaid tickets. So if you have multiple tickets, you might receive one of these letters. The letter is sent to a vehicle owner if their vehicle is parked illegally and the associated license plate has 5 or more unpaid parking tickets that were issued within 60 days prior. All right, so that 60 days is important here.
Yep.
These started going out November 1st. January 1st is 60 days later.
Yep.
Those tows will happen if you've not paid your tickets, if your car is spotted on the street. Doesn't matter if your car is parked legally, properly plugging of a meter, illegally, whatever. You might just come back if you've not paid your tickets and find that your car is missing.
So I remember I was at the unveilment of this from Milwaukee Alderman Scott Spiker, who was out at the tow lot on Lincoln about 2 months ago when this was all unveiled. And I even asked him, are you going to do some sort of rollout over the next month or so? Because I have a feeling once we get to the new year, this is going to catch possibly thousands of people completely off guard that this was a thing if you don't remind people. And I will say anecdotally, haven't really seen a lot of reminder notes or post-its if you're in the 3rd Ward, on the east side or downtown or anywhere where there's a lot of parking. So heads up for you if this applies.
They might have to add another lane on Lincoln by the tow lot and the dump over there. The dump is busy enough. According to the Milwaukee Department of Public Works, a total of 28,872 notices were emailed. Right, so these are people that have had multiple violations without paying, okay? Multiple tickets. Only 411 responded and paid their fines. That means over 28,000. If not, they've not been paid. They're just out there.
Better
right?
check that spam folder.
Look out, man. I'm telling you, this is crazy. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't even live downtown. All right, if you want to come downtown for a Bucs game, maybe you live in the burbs and your car is spotted and you're a violator, you might come out of that game not knowing where your vehicle is.
So don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh,
Here's
gosh.
the TLDR on this.
A crazy story.
Number 2, some breaking news this afternoon in the Milwaukee restaurant world. So you've heard a lot these last couple of weeks. It has been a tough go to end the year in the Milwaukee restaurant scene. Several high-profile closures, and unfortunately, we have another one, though with a little bit of a twist on this. So Bavette La Boucherie in the 3rd Ward, this is on Broadway near Onesto Restaurant. Very, very popular institution. It's been open since, I think, 2013, and these last 12 years, it has been highly, highly rated, but the owner just today posting that the business will close January 17th. Karen Bell posting that the decision to close, she cites it as a personal one, not a matter of finance. The restaurant certainly has a lot of customers and clientele coming through the door. In the quote on Instagram, the reason for the decision is a personal one. After many years of dedication to the restaurant, I'm ready to step back and spend more time with my family, time that has become increasingly precious. And anyone who knows a restaurant owner or knows anyone who works in food service, that sucks up a lot of your free time, and it's not just a 5-day-a-week gig. But as we've seen, a lot of these restaurants are trying to navigate this crazy world right now, and this is a big closure. I think this one kind of snuck up on people, certainly on me. I did not expect to see Bavette announcing a closure this time of year.
A great restaurant in the 3rd Ward. And finally, Greendale High School students celebrating the New Year in style, participating in one of the world's more premier events. School's marching band receiving a prestigious invitation to perform in the annual Rose Bowl parade. So they're out in Pasadena, California. They're training. They're going through dry runs of the parade today. A very distinguished tradition, of course, held the morning before the Rose Bowl. Greendale also performed in 2020. It's a 5.5-mile route.
That's a lot of walking.
And they tried to practice that. They try and ramp up. Usually, like the Macy's Day Parade is like 3 miles or something like that. So they try and ramp up, but they had such crazy snowfall during their prep time for the Rose Bowl parade that they never achieved their training to get to 5.5 miles. You're lugging instruments around, right? That's a long hike. And also, the weather does not look great.
The flood watches are up again for Southern California. Pretty big storm coming in today, through tonight, in through tomorrow morning. So we could see some flooding here, several inches of rainfall expected. And this will come right during the Rose Parade tomorrow morning and maybe even into the game tomorrow afternoon. So your New Year's Eve forecast for California does look to be wet, probably getting into Las Vegas as well.
That's Rob Marciano. So, yeah, expecting some wet weather here. So hopefully it goes off okay. Maybe a little delay in the action of rain, or maybe it's done before the parade actually begins. But one of those traditions as you ring in the new year.
And a real quick tip, one of our WTMJ fans did text in earlier. For those of you who want to try to catch Greendale, tip for you, even though the parade will be aired locally on the networks, you may want to watch the KTLA, that's a local affiliate out in Los Angeles. They live stream on their website, start to finish. No breaks, nothing like that. They just have a stream of the whole parade. They capture everything, whereas on TV, you obviously have to take your commercial breaks. So there's a chance that you may miss something. So if you want to see the full parade unedited and catch Greendale's marching band, that may be an option for you.
1:16 on WTMJ, a big night in New York City with major security in place. To the depths of the Super Bowl? Yeah, perhaps. We'll check in with ABC's Peter Haralambous after this.
Vince Vitrano here. Don't let your hard-earned vision benefits go to waste. Get new eyewear at Shopko Optical. Now is the time to use up your FSA funds and insurance dollars before they expire December 31st. Whether you need new glasses, contacts, prescription sunglasses, or an eye exam, now is the time to visit Shopko Optical. Shopko's knowledgeable team will guide you through every step, making sure you get the most from your pre-tax dollars. Don't wait. Call or visit shopko.com to schedule today.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
Cue the countdown. We're closing 2025 with a bang.
The victory tonight. Giannis takes off the other way, hammers it home. A little exclamation point with 1.9 seconds to go. And he's going to hear it from the fans.
The Bucks face off against the Wizards in a New Year's Eve matchup at Fiserv Forum. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Well, chilly outside eventually. Pretty comfortable day today with a high of 32 degrees. That's where we are right now. Clouds are part of the mix. That'll change tomorrow, but cold temperatures. Overnight low about 5 degrees, 5 below zero with the wind chill. Tomorrow's high 17 under sunny skies. 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 119. Well, with respect to the cheese drop in Plymouth and the taco drop in San Antonio, which I'm sure you're all following, and the great pierogi drop in Whitting, Indiana, the most culturally significant drop of them all takes place in New York City tonight. New Year's Eve, Times Square ball drop, also with one of the most extensive and layered security operations in North America. ABC's Peter Haralambous is in New York. Hi, Peter.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, appreciate you being on. So I know million-plus people will be in that area, and it's always a year and an event where security is top of mind, but what's different this year?
Yeah, we're seeing a few minor changes this year. We're going to see more police on certain avenues. There are going to be mobile teams for the first time conducting secondary screenings. All of this comes after last year's really and tragic attack in New Orleans. That vehicle ramming attack took the lives of 14, injured nearly 60, and that's really front of mind for the NYPD as they look at the security picture today. According to an assessment we've reviewed, while there is no specific credible threat identified against New York City itself and the New Year's Eve celebrations remain an aspirational target. Specifically, they're concerned about lone offenders or small groups motivated by ideology and the specific use of a vehicle ramming attack. So all of that is being factored into the security picture. We're going to see K-9 units, heavy weapons units, the harbor squad, helicopters, drones, undercover officers, really everything the NYPD has in store will be deployed today to protect the nearly 1 million people who are going to be gathering in Times Square.
So, Peter, I know you just mentioned that these additional screenings, this is the first time they've been added to the ball drop site, but this isn't the first time that the Times Square event has had extra security, right? Because I have to imagine previous world events, I think of like September 11th, necessitated some enhanced security protocol.
That's 100% right. So, this is an area where the NYPD has a ton of experience protecting everything from the marathon every year to world events like the gathering of the UN. It's nothing different perhaps here. We're just seeing, just a ton of people congregating in a central area. And for what it's worth, the real difference this year isn't necessarily the security picture, but the festivities. For the first time, we're going to see 2 different ball drops. There'll be, of course, the one at midnight that celebrates the arrival of the new year. And then 4 minutes later, at 12:04, there'll be a second ball drop. This time, the same ball, just illuminated in red, white, and blue. They're going to do that to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the country. They're also going to drop 2,000 pounds of confetti set to the tune of America the Beautiful by Ray Charles. All of this ahead of a third ball drop. This one will happen in July to celebrate the 250th. So 2 for the price of 1 for those who are willing to endure the cold weather and crowded conditions in Times Square today.
It sounds like a busy night for the street sweepers. I was going to ask you about crowd control and where you can get a vehicle and where you cannot. I think in all my years watching this, Peter, I don't think I've ever seen a vehicle, period. Like it's all just people trying to figure out where they're going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the great irony there is that Times Square is created by the intersection of 2 different roads. You're just not going to see any vehicles today. They're blocking off those streets. They are specifically concerned about a vehicle ramming attack. So you're going to see those security bollards all over the place, preventing any cars from even entering. The NYPD often supplements those with garbage trucks and trucks full of sand to prevent any kind of cars from entering. So, while Times Square is technically an area where 2 roads should be intersecting, no cars at all, specifically because of that threat, huge crowds of people. You're just going to see tons of crowds. People are beginning to line up this morning. They open up the doors, the lines for security at 3 p.m., and those folks are going to be standing around in the cold for about 8 hours ahead of the ball.
It does not sound like a lot of fun to me. I will happily be watching it. There's another event taking place here in New York. Zoran Mamdani is going to be sworn in as mayor of New York City. How does that complicate matters here from a security perspective, Peter?
Yeah, in a way, it makes the entire festivities really a 48-hour event, because you have, of course, New Year's Eve in Times Square. Then the attention moves downtown. It moves down to City Hall, specifically to the now abandoned City Hall subway station. Mamdani has chosen that as the place where he would like to be inaugurated. That's different from Mayor Adams, who was inaugurated in Times Square right after the festivities. Mamdani is choosing that location, kind of a reminder of New York's history of creating beautiful public works. Being used to kind of ring in this historic new mayor, and then he'll be celebrating the next day with a block party downtown, inviting the community in to celebrate kind of a new age in New York that he's hoping will really change the way New Yorkers get to experience life on a daily basis.
With regard to the security detail for all of this now, Peter, how difficult is it for a group like NYPD or these other large city police departments to make sure everyone who's coming out to the gatherings is aware of the security procedures before they get there so everything's clear, but also not showing your hand too much to a possible bad actor?
Yeah, that's a great question, because at the end of the day, there's no question that the NYPD today is deploying everything they have. It's if you're an NYPD officer, very few of them get to take off for New Year's. At least they make a little bit of overtime from this. But it's also doing it in a manner that isn't overwhelming, that isn't making it feel like you're in a militarized zone. So they do this through kind of clever placement of officers, and certainly the use of undercover officers. Modern technology helps lighten the load. You're seeing drones, we're seeing facial recognition technology deployed across the city. All of this to kind of ensure that people are safe without creating the impression of just overwhelming militarized police throughout the city.
Major event in New York City tonight. Have fun out there. Peter Haralambou is joining us from ABC. Appreciate it, Peter. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thanks so much. Have a happy New Year.
You don't need a massive walk-in to have a beautiful, organized closet.
Tired of wasted space? Or that pile of shoes that's always hiding behind your closet door?
Abracadabra!
Inspired Closets is the expert at doubling or even tripling your storage space instantly.
It's like magic, but better, because it's custom designed for you.
We make it easy and affordable and transform your space regardless of its size or scope.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. Greg Matzek here for Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, boy, I can really flip your world upside down. You want to make sure you have the right representation, someone who's going to fight your legal battle while you focus on healing. That's exactly what you'll get with Gruber, locally known, nationally recognized. They've got an expert team, this family-run business in Milwaukee with 40 years experience. Let them take on the insurance companies while you focus on getting better. Visit gruber-law.com. Find out what they can do for you. Also, what they do in the community, especially this time of year. They support so many wonderful initiatives across southeastern Wisconsin and beyond, and they'll continue that in 2026 and beyond. gruber-law.com or call 414-276-6666.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent
Vincent de Paul. When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. This is Libby Collins. Join us Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock for conversations with the most interesting people in southeastern Wisconsin.
Morgan had profound mental health needs that needed to be addressed very quickly.
The domes, the way they were, are not a modern conservatory.
I then grabbed my gun, I ran across the street, and I also started shooting.
That's very interesting because my sister and I have that all the time.
Your sister, the queen.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
Planning for 2026 starts now. A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story is step towards self-driving vehicles in Wisconsin.
I'm Adam Roberts. A downtown Milwaukee mainstay soon closing their doors.
Chance of snow today up to an inch. Cold tonight, 5 below zero with the wind chill.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Celebrations continue around the world, welcoming in 2026, this time in Taipei, Taiwan, where crowds gathered for performances and a countdown amidst the city's iconic skyline. Flu cases continue skyrocketing nationwide, with more than a dozen states now reporting a very high number of illnesses and more expected to follow. ABC News medical contributor and ER physician Dr. Darian Sutton has more on some red flags that should get some immediate attention.
Infants under the age of 3 months with a fever, that is a red flag. And then looking for signs of difficulty breathing. That includes grunting or wheezing, headache or stiff neck, and then signs of dehydration. Again, it's so important to identify those who are high risk, especially if you have a risk of cardiovascular disease. Many might not know your risk of a heart attack increases significantly.
This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 131.
Self-driving vehicles could be a reality in the state of Wisconsin.
A group of Republican lawmakers are introducing a bill that would allow autonomous vehicles on roadways across the Badger State. The proposed legislation would create an oversight board and permitting process for driverless cars. Supporters like the Wisconsin Non-Driver Advisory Committee say the technology would improve access to transportation and be a boost to the economy. Under current state law, a human has to be in physical control of a vehicle with a valid driver's license. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Also across Wisconsin, school property taxes are on the rise. The tax is rising 8% in December across the state, one of the largest increases in the last 3 decades. According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, one of the major reasons for the hike is an increase on school districts' per pupil revenues, along with a lack of funding in the most recent state budget. The organization says this has led many school districts to enact funding referendums, which has also contributed to the increase.
Union representation for local funeral home workers dismantled.
Employees at several Krause Funeral Home and cremation services in Milwaukee are no longer part of Teamsters Local 344.
Workers voted to decertify the union after failing to reach a contract with Krause. This comes after the vote to leave the union was put on hold for over a year when Teamsters blocked the petition by filing unfair labor practice charges against the company. Teamsters then withdrew the charges after legal efforts from the National Right to Work Legal Defense Foundation, an organization that supports workers ousting their labor unions. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Been an up and down year for many small businesses. 2025 marked the first year in nearly 2 decades that more craft breweries closed than there were those that opened. But it's not just breweries feeling the burden of success. Many restaurateurs finding themselves in the same boat this year. On Milwaukee's Lori Frederick.
They're sitting there with these rising prices on food, trying to create interesting, creative menus that people are attracted to that aren't going to scare people away with the prices. What I'm hearing from folks is, geez, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Meanwhile, the owner of downtown Milwaukee fine dining mainstay Bavette La Boucherie today announcing the restaurant will close on January 17th, citing personal reasons.
Well, if you're one of the thousands of people who avoided paying a parking ticket in Milwaukee, you could be ringing in the new year at an impound lot. The city's 2-month pause on parking violation tows is coming to an end, which could lead to vehicles being towed or violators being compelled to pay up. According to the city of Milwaukee, the cars at risk of being towed are owned by those with 5 or more unpaid parking tickets. That's about 28,000 individuals. The tow moratorium ends tonight at midnight.
And if you're planning to head out on the town for New Year's Eve, a reminder about free bus rides across Milwaukee County.
Consider this your friendly end-of-year nudge. Miller Lite and the Milwaukee County Transit System are offering free rides on all MCTS buses beginning at 8 p.m. Several popular routes will run late, some until 4 a.m., giving revelers plenty of options to get around safely. It's one more way local partners are helping Milwaukee ring in the new year responsibly without worrying about parking, traffic, or a ride home. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is coming up on 1:35.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzek here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
Put a little wow in your winter at the 31st Annual Lake Geneva Winterfest and America's Snow Sculpting Invitational, January 28th through February 1st. Watch 15 top teams create breathtaking masterpieces in snow right before your very eyes. Enjoy bonfires on the beach, a kids' play area, live entertainment, and a sparkling downtown ice sculpture walk. Plan your Winterfest getaway at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, where it's always been the place for winter magic.
At Capri Communities, they believe people of every age deserve to enjoy life.
I recently moved my dad into a Capri community. He has gained such new independence. His falls have decreased, he's eating healthy meals, and going on great new adventures. Knowing Dad is in a great place really gives me the peace of mind I needed. And now, we're both enjoying life again.
Give the care that has your parent enjoying life again at Capri Communities. Get started today at capricommunities.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Packers quarterback Jordan Love able to practice today, though he remains in the concussion protocol, according to Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. LaFleur also confirms the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the team's practice squad.
He's had experience in similar systems. He seems like a smart guy, and we'll see how fast he can pick it up.
Malik Willis also compromised today, practicing in a limited capacity, still dealing with a shoulder injury. Packers travel to Minnesota to face the Vikings Sunday afternoon. They are locked into the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs. And the Bucks have won back-to-back games. They'll try and make it 3 in a row tonight on the home floor against the Washington Wizards. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Taking a look at your roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. The New Year's Eve easy drive continues this afternoon. No major incidents right now. The lone exclamation mark I have on the map is going to be right at the Kenosha-Racine County line. And this is just for a broken down vehicle that's heading north towards 94 right off of the exit of Highway 195. Or rather the on-ramp from 195 to the freeway. Other than that, it's looking to be a very good drive, save for just a touch of volume on 94 heading west from 35th Street to Holly Road through the stadium and eastbound from 76th Street to about Holly Road.
A little more snow fell last night than I had anticipated. We were talking to Niz yesterday afternoon at this time. He's like, a little dusting of snow. Whoa, hang on a second now. It was light, it was fluffy, but there was a pretty decent amount, enough that prompted the plows to be out on the roads last night, at least out by us. Not sure the case in downtown Milwaukee, but it was a thing. It was a little more of a thing than I anticipated last night.
Yeah, we had the salt truck come down my street just north of downtown. I will say it was the perfect snow just to kind of get back into the shoveling muscles a little bit. It's not like the 8 to 10 inches of wet stuff we had about a month and a half ago after Thanksgiving. Just a perfect, quick little whoosh, and done in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, TMJ4 meteorologist Lauren Larson joining us on the line. Hi, Lauren. Did that catch anybody by surprise a little bit last night, or did the model sort of pivot to, no, a little more snow than perhaps we were led to believe?
Yeah, I would say what you guys have said is pretty much what we've heard. You know, this was a little bit more than people were expecting. When I was in for Brendan yesterday, and the morning models were showing, 0.7, 0.8 all across southeast Wisconsin. And then during the noon show, it bumped it up to maybe 1.5 to 2 inches. So I was thinking, we're trending as a little bit more snow, but you don't want to just base that forecast on one model run. So I am a little bit surprised that it did end up being that much snow, but I'm not necessarily complaining about it.
Well, it certainly kind of lays out with what December's been like. We started the month. Technically, that storm was in November, but most of the early part of December had a lot of snow. Then we went through that warm stretch. Most of us south of roughly Sheboygan didn't have a white Christmas. And all of a sudden, here everything looks nice and pretty now. What are we looking at as far as when we go into the new year? I see the Storm Team forecast doesn't have a lot of snow chances. Is it going to be pretty dry and this snow will stick around as it is?
Yeah, I would say the snow from last night and honestly the snow falling now are expected to stick around at least for the next few days. I think once we get into kind of the middle part of next week, those temperatures are trending closer to freezing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a huge melting event, but at least we're getting 34, 33 as those high temperatures looking later in that 7-day forecast. And like you mentioned, fairly dry. We might see some flurries Saturday into Sunday, but not expecting any big, snowstorms in the next week or so.
I have been out on many a New Year's, Lauren, in downtown Milwaukee, where temperatures have been warmer than is what is being forecast tonight, and also a little colder than what is being forecast tonight. And my one takeaway is nobody likes to wear a coat. On New Year's Eve, right, you're dressed up nice. You might be doing something a little fancy, maybe a nice dinner, going out somewhere. Hey, doing a little bit of bar hopping somewhere. Nobody likes to wear a coat. I am urging you, have a coat handy somehow, some way. Tonight is not going to be one of those nights you want to be without a little layer of protection there.
Oh, absolutely. I have been looking at kind of that hourly forecast from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. for New Year's Eve for the last couple of days, and I feel like the temperatures just keep getting a little bit colder and a little bit colder. I believe the forecast tonight at midnight, bringing in the new year, is 12 degrees, but with just a little bit of wind, you can expect those feels-like temperatures to fall below zero. So if you are going out tonight, I would say the coat is probably the way to go, and honestly, hat and mittens too. It is looking like winter and certainly feeling like winter.
Now, this wind chill that we're going to be feeling, I was talking with Brian Niznansky earlier this week. He seemed to indicate while it's going to be cold, we're probably not going to get to that threshold where we'd see any sort of cold weather advisory. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that is still the case. It definitely is going to be cold Thursday, so New Year's Day, especially in the morning hours. But I don't think we'll hit that minus 20 to minus 25 range.
Well, that is good news. What are your plans? What do you plan on doing tonight?
Yeah, I think it's funny that's like, hey, the bright side is it's not going to be minus 20. I don't have a lot of plans, I'm working for NIS. I'm working for NIS the rest of the day, so I'll be at the station until 10:30, and then who knows how tired I'll be after that. The last few years I've worked the morning show, so I had to be in at 2 a.m. on New Year's Day, so I haven't necessarily celebrated New Year's even a little bit, so I don't know if I'll miss it or feel bummed out. I don't know. I'll keep track of some friends later tonight, but I could also see myself just hunkering down.
Yeah, totally get that.
Well, I'll tell you from one former guy who used to work the morning shift for many, many years, just trust your instinct on that. If you're feeling the yawn's starting to come on towards the end of the shift, it's not worth it. Just go get a night's sleep. 2026 will be here tomorrow. You can celebrate that.
Sage advice.
Sounds good.
Good stuff, Lauren. Have the happiest of New Year's. We'll check in again pretty down the road sometime soon.
Yes, you guys too. Stay warm tonight.
You bet. Take care. 1:44 on WTMJ, our weekly wellness check. Dr. Ben Weston joins us after this.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Siding Unlimited, truly siding and a whole lot more. Greg Matzek here. They've done a number of projects for us over the years. Pretty much everything in their line of services they've done. Windows, roofing, siding. They did a wonderful job installing beautiful LP Smart siding when we built our house about 9 years ago. And it still looks fantastic. The color is exactly as it was when it was first installed. No warping, no issues at all. Any number of a matter of things that will protect and beautify your home's exterior, Siding Unlimited can handle it for you. They are award-winning installation teams. They've got them right there. And here in southeastern Wisconsin for you. Windows, siding, roofing, doors, patio projects, pavers, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, you name it. They've got you covered here. Siding Unlimited, the best in the business. They've got the awards to prove it. A family-run business in Brookfield. Find their showroom at 665 Larry Court. It's near Gerke's Corners. Tell them I sent you. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What's the secret to your success?
Clean living, hard work, and no employees.
You lost me on that last one.
No employees?
Yeah.
That's the secret sizzle that makes Hasselus mattress so popular.
How are you successful without employees?
You can give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Nobody talking down to me or breathing down my neck?
And with no commission-crazed salespeople in the mix, our everyday mattress prices on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more are way low.
How low?
Our Queen Beautyrest Elm Cove A is just $7.94.
Wow.
Plus free next day delivery. And through Monday, get a free box spring or $300 off an adjustable base with the purchase of any queen or king size Beautyrest or Sealy Posturepedic mattress.
Since you're a mattress store, you could say Hasselus is an overnight success.
Good one.
Thanks.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Time for our weekly wellness check with Dr. Ben Weston, Chief Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County, Associate Professor of Emergency Medicine at the Medical College of Wisconsin. We say Happy New Year to Dr. Weston.
Happy New Year.
Let's talk about New Year's, Dr. Weston, right? This sort of rite of passage to go out, have some fun, stay out late, past midnight, ring in the new year. It's a time-honored tradition. Though some have different plans tonight, maybe a little more Netflix or Stranger Things related. Plenty of options, but we know people are going to be out. Why is it that New Year's Day is considered one of the most dangerous, especially for drunk driving?
Yeah, it's not really what we want to think about, of course, on a holiday, but New Year's Eve is one of the deadliest days for driving all year. You can see the details on our Milwaukee County Motor Vehicle Collision dashboard. It's publicly available online, but crashes really spike late at night tonight into the early morning of New Year's Day, and not surprisingly are related typically to too much alcohol, combined with just generally feeling tired and less alert. So a higher risk time to drive and a time to be aware.
So right now, then, is the time to start thinking, okay, if you're going to go out, what are some ways you can stay safe, especially with all the alcohol that historically has been involved with this holiday?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is if you're going to drink alcohol, you got to plan ahead for a sober ride home. Now, this could be a designated driver, a ride-share app, or Milwaukee County buses. They're once again offering free rides 8 p.m. On New Year's Eve through 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. You can plan your route online or through the app, but you want to make sure your friends have a sober ride too. If someone's been drinking, they plan to drive, give them some options. Offer them a ride home if you're sober, or provide them with a place to stay, perhaps.
Yeah,
a few other things: eat a meal prior to drinking. That can slow the absorption of food. Sip alcohol rather than chugging it. Take time, but really the key is having a safe ride to get yourself back home.
And then maybe launching in on that New Year's resolution. You kind of hinted at it, Dr. Weston, but everybody will be trying to ring in the new year in their own way, of course, and some will take it another step, trying to improve perhaps an aspect of their life with a New Year's resolution. Health-related New Year's resolutions tend to be popular and common.
That's right, yeah. So for many of us, our physical health is really the foundation for everything else in life. It affects how we feel, how long we can do the activities we enjoy, and that's why about 80% of New Year's resolutions are health-related. And especially in younger adults, it's more likely to be fitness-related. So if you're thinking about prioritizing your health this year, maybe with a fitness-related New Year's resolution, you are certainly not alone.
But in terms of health-based resolutions, Dr. Weston, I think they are also, while they're the top ones that people make, they're also one of the top ones that people break for any number of reasons. Why is it so difficult to keep them?
Yeah, I mean, if your resolutions didn't stick last year, you are not alone. About 40% of Americans make New Year's resolutions, but only about 9% actually follow through on them. There's a bunch of reasons why. We give up too easily. We think too big. We kind of expect that we're going to fail, and sometimes we're just not ready. And we have to remember that real behavior change takes time, and it takes mental preparation to get there and really stick and commit to that resolution.
Well, we've seen dry January to have an uptick in popularity. If you want to sort of marry the first part of our discussion with the most recent here, it remains popular. If someone is considering this for a New Year's resolution, there's got to be some health benefits associated with it, correct?
There's a lot of health benefits. So first of all, your heart is getting healthier. There's study after study that shows that drinking really increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. This is kind of newer research, but it certainly has been building and is pretty clear. It seems that really just about any decrease in alcohol can add benefit here. Obviously, it's good for your liver. That helps to clear toxins and alcohol from your body. You can lose weight. There's a lot of empty calories in alcohol. A beer is 150 calories. A wine is about 120. And then certainly, we've talked about this before, it lowers your risk for several different types of cancer, can improve your sleep, can improve your mental health, lots of different benefits when you cut down your alcohol use.
Milwaukee County Chief Health Policy Advisor Dr. Ben Weston with us on Wisconsin's Midday News. Switching it up now to a story of health that was in the news cycle recently, Dr. Weston, and it involves a Pewaukee native, a lot of people familiar with the name T.J. Watt, defensive linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, now at the NFL level, but recently suffering a partially collapsed lung. Caught a lot of people by surprise about how this came about, the dry needling that was involved. So first of all, let's just get right to the basics of it. What is dry needling?
Yeah, so dry needling has become a popular way to treat muscle pain and mobility issues over the past few decades. It's dry because there's no medication, no fluid that's used. It's just a real thin, almost looks like a strand of hair, a real thin needle. Now, it is confused with acupuncture. They are different. So acupuncture focuses on balancing energy. It's a traditional Chinese medicine. Dry needling is more commonly performed by physical therapists, other healthcare providers for really pain, musculoskeletal pain, mobility, range of motion. You basically put one of these tiny little thin needles into tight or painful muscles, often trigger points or where your muscles kind of knotted up. And the intent is to stimulate that trigger point. And it can restore blood flow, release tension, allow that muscle to relax. It's considered safe, and evidence shows it may reduce pain, at least in the short term.
So I would expect to be maybe a little stiff or sore after something like that, but collapsed lung catches me a bit off guard when you talk about this technique. How did that happen, Dr. Weston?
Yeah, so typically the side effects of dry needling are minor, and they're things like kind of sore, kind of stiff, things like that. But in very rare cases, especially when performed near the upper back, shoulders, and chest, the needle can go too deep, and it can puncture the lung, leading to a collapsed lung. It's rare, but it happens. Now, dry needling is very common among NFL players. A lot of them talk about it. And while we don't know the exact details of TJ Watt's case, it highlights a known but uncommon risk of dry needling around the chest and upper back.
So, but then to your first point, you did say overall the process is largely considered safe. Why is that?
That's right. I mean, everything has risks and has adverse events, but overall, dry needling is safe for most people when done by a properly trained healthcare provider. Now, in a lot of cases, it's been shown to help relieve pain, improve range of motion. Of course, as with anything any health-related interventions, you want to talk to your healthcare provider about the risks specific to you and what's going to work for any muscle pain that you may have and what's going to be the best treatment.
Always interesting information. How are you celebrating the new year, Dr. Weston?
You know, I think I'm going to get together with some neighbors and have a little bit of a low-key New Year's this season.
It's kind of the order of business in our family, too. A couple of families over, keep it interesting and fun, and we'll have some kids over as well that like to stay up for midnight. They get a kick out of this. And as long as they want to hang out with us, we're down to have New Year's with them.
That's right. It's cold, it's snowy, it's a good time to lay low, I think.
Well, we are grateful for your appearance each and every week, Dr. Weston. We'll look forward to continuing in 2026. Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year. We'll talk to you next year.
That sounds good. Mm-hmm. Dr. Weston joins us every week here, our weekly wellness check on Wisconsin's Midday News. It's 1:55, our podcast. The Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Wherever you get your podcasts, subscribe. There's a resolution for you. More podcasting of WTMJ and Wisconsin's Midday News.
I'm down for that.
Sounds good. Adam, you subscribe during the break.
All right.
I'll set you up with news coming up in a few minutes.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Can you feel it? It's the thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, maybe a game-winning touchdown or a buzzer-beating 3. And there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. WTMJ's Greg Matzek here for the beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action, all the games in an unbelievable space with dozens of sports betting kiosks. Great drinks, luxurious seating, great food, a wonderful atmosphere, and a monster 2,000-square-foot video wall at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More info online, must be 21 years or older to enter the casino.
The holiday season is here, and the countdown to 2026 has begun at Lake Lawn Resort. With all the holiday stress happening these days, imagine waking up next to a cozy fire in your own private suite along the shoreline of Delavan Lake. Enjoy much-deserved pampering at the award-winning Caladora Spa and special holiday dining options throughout the resort all month long, including at the signature 1878 on the lake. Book your holiday escape today, and don't forget to purchase those last-minute gift cards and receive free bonus money at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything is truly better at the lake.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
John Gillespie here. I spent a lot of cold mornings waiting for the big bite, and the right gear makes all the difference. That's why I head to Fleet Farm. Right now, you can get a Nordic Legend 2-person ice house for $109.99. Save $100 on a Vexilar FLX 18 Gens ice flasher and a Frable Arctic Fire tip-up for just $19.99. Gear up this season with help from Fleet Farm, your ice fishing headquarters.
She's been putting off knee surgery for years, and she had a trip coming up to Ireland, and she knew she was going to be walking a lot more than she had become accustomed to. So she finally took a chance and called for an appointment. And you know, it ended up helping her. She was able to do the walking and sightseeing pain-free. It led to an enjoyable trip, and I think we're going to be able to help her live a better life going forward. One that won't let pain stand in her way any longer. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and these are the kind of real-life stories I love to hear. Pain can take so much away from us, and when we can alleviate that kind of pain, it makes our purpose here at Rejuvenex that much more fulfilling. Don't let pain stand in your way any longer. Every day is precious. Take that next step. Schedule your appointment at Rejuvenex and start living your life again.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Take a look at our Google reviews to learn more.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Cue the countdown. We're closing 2025 with a bang.
Victory tonight. Giannis takes off the other way, hammers it home. A little exclamation point with 1.9 seconds to go. And he's going to hear it from the fans.
The Bucks face off against the Wizards in a New Year's Eve matchup at Fiserv Forum. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Wednesday, December 31st. Your top story, child care fraud allegations lead to vandalism.
I'm Adam Roberts. Felony charges for hitting a security guard.
Clear, breezy, cold tonight. A low of 7 degrees, 5 below zero with the wind chill. Thursday's high 18. Should be sunny with temperatures returning to the mid-20s on Friday. 34 and snow is falling in Milwaukee at 2 o'clock. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, the Minneapolis Child Care Center is cleaning up after vandals struck amid claims of fraud in the Somali community.
The director of the Nokomis Daycare Center says vandals damaged their building and stole documents and checks. Nasrullah Muhammad says they've also received threats.
One video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
The vandals struck after a conservative YouTuber posted a video claiming widespread fraud at Somali child care centers. The same video was cited by the Trump administration when it announced it was freezing federal funding to Minnesota daycares. A CBS analysis of the child care centers mentioned in the video found problems but no fraud. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
Meanwhile, health leaders raising concerns heading into the new year about insurance coverage. Affordable Care Act tax credits set to expire at midnight, which could leave some people without insurance coverage or facing higher insurance costs. Dr. John Raymond is president and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin.
There will be people that no longer have the ACA tax credits, and they may not be prepared to get insurance. They may not actually be as insurable as they were, and almost certainly the cost of getting insurance from the private sector is going to go up.
Dr. Raymond says the loss of the ACA credits could create confusion and uncertainty for families in the weeks to come.
A teen from Milwaukee is facing multiple felony charges following a hit and run.
17-year-old Juliet Perez is charged with 3 felonies, including injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle and felony hit and run. Police say the incident happened early Saturday morning on December 27th outside a lounge near North 76th Street in Milwaukee. A criminal complaint says she showed signs of intoxication, refused sobriety tests, and was driving without a valid license. Investigators say a security guard was struck by a car and suffered a broken foot. Perez is due back in court on January 5th. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
A group of more than 1,000 residents of New Berlin are now pushing back against a proposed $12 million rehabilitation facility that would house men struggling with substance abuse issues. TMJ4's Ben Jordan has the story.
If you go through here, where all the kids walk, play, it would be right at the other end of the road.
Hannah Brenner lives just half a mile from where the proposed addiction facility is expected to eventually house up to 120 men on the road to recovery.
I don't think we know enough about the rules of the facility.
Milwaukee Rescue Mission President Pat Vanderberg wants to address those concerns.
People aren't kind of just dropping in, coming in, and going out. They're in residence for 6 months. They're vetted for 4 weeks before.
The Milwaukee Rescue Mission says it's seen a large increase in the need for its free rehabilitative programs outside of Milwaukee, including in Waukesha County.
Rescue Mission says it hopes to break ground on its New Berlin campus next year and then open in 2027.
A local high school getting ready for a band appearance on national television. For the second time in 5 years, the Greendale High School Marching Band will represent Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl parade on New Year's Day. The band's director is Tom Reifenberg, who also led the band in the parade in 2020. He tells WTMJ the experience 5 years ago will no doubt pay dividends this time around.
No trip with 200 plus people goes perfect. It's not possible. It doesn't go perfectly with a group of 4. So you're just trying to always be ready and try to also shelter the students from that so they don't see that you're flustered and see the behind the scenes things. And so they just have a great time.
Reifensburg Band is placed third from last in the rotation, which means you could probably catch them on TV about 11:30 Central Time tomorrow. The parade steps off at 10 o'clock Central Time. You can check it out online or via Fox or ABC or NBC.
The city of Milwaukee will head into 2026 with another looming restaurant closure. Bavette La Boucherie in the 3rd Ward will serve its last dishes January 17th. Owner Karen Bell, also a James Beard-nominated chef, saying on social media she's making the decision to close in order to have more time with her family. The restaurant, which opened in 2013, had already shifted to lunch-only hours back in August.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All sorts of red this afternoon with the Dow Jones off 220 points at 48,146. The Nasdaq down $1.21 at 23,297. S&P down 32 points this afternoon at 68.63. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit AnnexWealth.com.
The Packers have a new quarterback, but will he play on Sunday? Sports traffic and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 205.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
You don't need a massive walk-in to have a beautiful, organized closet.
Tired of wasted space? Or that pile of shoes that's always hiding behind your closet door?
Abracadabra!
Inspired Closets is the expert at doubling or even tripling your storage space instantly.
It's like magic, but better, because it's custom designed for you.
We make it easy and affordable and transform your space regardless of its size or scope.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559. Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Packers on the practice field today. Jordan Love participating, though he remains in the concussion protocol, according to head coach Matt LaFleur. The team is locked into the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs with one game to play in the regular season, leaving LaFleur with a decision to make. Play as starters, rest as starters, or maybe a hybrid approach.
Here's what I told the team. We have 53 spots on our roster. You can have 2 call-ups. You have 48 dressed on game day. So there's going to be some starters that aren't going to play. Shoot, they might not suit up. They might suit up. And then you're going to have some starters that are going to play. So basically, you guys will find out on Sunday who's playing.
LaFleur also confirms the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the practice squad. And the Bucs are on the home floor tonight following a 5-game road trip, looking for win number 3 in a row, taking on the Wizards. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 on WTMJ.
To the roads or WTMJ time saver traffic. Not a lot of delays right now, although I will note as the snow continues to fall around Milwaukee and nearby areas, you will see some slick spots on the roads, and they will be wet at times as well. So just keep that in mind if you are out and about getting your New Year's Eve drive-in early today. The one slow spot as far as delays are concerned will be on 94 East and West, anywhere from 76th to 27th Streets. It's going to be westbound 27th to Hawley Road and eastbound 76 to about Mitchell Boulevard.
Well, snow is falling here in downtown Milwaukee. We've actually ticked up a degree to 34, so it might kind of teeter that line of a little snow, and hopefully it's not much rain either. Let's keep this a snow event. Let's do one or the other here. We don't want things freezing and getting icy, but expect up to an inch of accumulation in parts of southeastern Wisconsin. Overnight low 7 degrees, 5 below with the wind chill. Tomorrow's high 17. Should see some pops of sun back into the mid-20s as we round out the work week. 34, snow is falling in Milwaukee at 2:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
And we'll take you to 3 o'clock this afternoon. We've got Bucs basketball tonight here on WTMJ, a day off tomorrow, and then back at it on Friday. That Friday thing feels kind of weird.
A little bit, yeah. I don't like it.
Feels like an extension of the holiday versus the beginning of a new year and day one of work in the new year, but we'll get through it somehow.
Yeah, somehow, one way or another, we will find a way, even though, as you said, it will be a touch weird.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, number one, security ramped up in a big way in New York City and nationwide, for that matter, for New Year's Eve celebrations. ABC's Rena Roy is in the Big Apple.
As millions of Americans prepare to celebrate this New Year's Eve, law enforcement across the country is on high alert. Security will be especially tight at the iconic ball drop in New York City's Times Square. The nation's largest police force says thousands of its officers will be in the air, on the water, and in the subway system. While officials say there's no specific or credible threat, this year we'll see secondary screenings and additional officers.
Yeah, a lot of layers to this thing. You got the basic security screening kind of stuff. Just think about if you were going through the airport or something like that, or attending a major sporting event. But they also have the high technology stuff. Video, AI surveillance. You've got the whole Times Square area on video, essentially, with the ability to sort of zoom in on groups of people to attend to a medical emergency, a crime that could be going down, looking for any sort of weapons, like anything. They can really do a lot with their technology behind the scenes. Real-time intelligence, determining where people are, who's coming through the crowds, all that kind of stuff. Of course, there is a perimeter set up to make sure no vehicles get into that area. Think about it. All the times you've watched the ball drop in New Year's Eve in Times Square, never seen a vehicle. Nope, never. Just gobs of people smashed into an area hoping to find a bathroom before too long.
Yeah, I will say, we've talked a little bit about New Year's plans. That going to see the actual big ball drop in New York is probably, in terms of power rankings, at the very bottom. Yeah, there's not a lot of that's attractive to me at all.
No, I'm with you on that. It's just a lot of crowd, a lot of cold.
no bathroom in sight. Now there's a VIP lounge. I might be down for that, chilling with Ryan Seacrest for a minute.
Having to pay 4 figures or upwards of that to be able to use a facility is also not attractive to me.
Biggest police staff in the country, and they are in full force tonight in Times Square.
Well, here's one for you. Heads up if you haven't sent out the holiday card yet. I know there's some procrastinators out there who maybe, for one reason or another, you send out a holiday letter, maybe summarizing your year that was, and you haven't done so yet. Well, there's a change coming from the U.S. Postal Service that could impact you if you still send out that holiday summary through the mail, or if you pay some of all of your bills the old-fashioned way. There's a change on the way. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
The U.S. Postal Service is adjusting the rules around when letters are postmarked. So typically, when you send an envelope, the postmark date is stamped as the same date you drop it in your mailbox or at the post office. Well, now that postmark date could be several days later. The Postal Service says this is part of a modernization process, and as it evolves around the reality that there are more packages in the mail than there are letters.
So this doesn't seem to be impacting, like if you have an Amazon delivery or anything like that, it doesn't seem to be targeting that, just the letters. And it's interesting, Greg, because we had this story when I was on Wisconsin's Afternoon News yesterday from Denmark, where that country just became the first worldwide to completely eliminate letter delivery. You're not going to be able to send letters through the post, at least the National Postal Service in Denmark anymore, just because there aren't a lot of letters being sent out at this point as we switch to more digital. So locally here in the U.S., I doubt it's going to get to that point, just because the way that our postal system's set up, it would have to go through so many different legislative acts, and people would have to agree on things in order for that to happen. So not going to be likely a complete elimination of the letters here, but what you will see are some of what we're seeing now, where you used to postmark it and it went out that same day. Well, now we're going to postmark it 3-4 days later. So you're going to have to start doing more mental math if you still send out those letters.
What am I going to do with all the Christmas cards that I receive? I like to build a little wall and clip them to a little thing of twine. It's very festive.
Yeah, me too. I think I got a couple from some of our teammates here in the office that are now on said refrigerator.
Well, mine was digital.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Opted for that one. It's been a busy year in the Matzek household, no doubt. 2:14 here on WTMJ.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Gift cards from the amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford make great holiday gifts, as everyone loves a delicious breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Buy a $100 gift card and get a $20 gift card free. It's easy. Order online at mineshaft.restaurant.com.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
Your way inside the huddle. Hit one, hit two, without putting on any pads.
Hi.
It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Yeah, there's physical challenges and getting the range of motion back. It's really just a mental grind coming back from an ACL surgery.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ.
Snow coming down here in Milwaukee. It's 34 degrees. Temperatures will be dropping down to 7, 5 below zero with the wind chill. Tomorrow's high 17 degrees. Should see some pops of sun. Friday's high back in the mid-20s. 34 and snow in Milwaukee at 2:16. So one of the great stories of the year, I think, in 2025 were the Milwaukee Brewers. Just an unbelievable story, and really the story of the Milwaukee Brewers started in sadness with the passing of Bob Uecker in January. And the team ultimately came to Arizona with spring training in mind, gearing toward the start of the season. Very clunky start to the season in New York against the Mets, if you remember that, in late March. But then turned things around and slowly but surely took control
of their division, ultimately beating the Cubs in a round of the MLB playoffs. An amazing season for the Brewers. Felt like a movie, right? Well, the folks on Wisconsin's Morning News did a great job with this. Nothing short of spectacular that season for the Milwaukee Brewers. Kind of felt like a Hollywood sort of script. Well, the morning crew designed a movie pitch for Hollywood to perhaps consider. Here's how that played out.
Here's what you do. You got to start with euchre.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
It's January, a sun-splashed American Family Fields of Phoenix. They're in Arizona, and manager Pat Murphy is pulling up like he's going to go into the office. And he rolls up, and the sound effect comes in. You know how when a car is rolling over some, like, gravel or something? I think the manager drives a nicer car than that. He steps out, he gets out of the car, his cell phone rings, and he picks up. Yeah? Oh, no. When? All right. I'll tell the boys. They'll want to hear it from me. And then you go into... fade right into euchre coverage, the coverage of his passing.
Fans across generations gathering in somber reflection.
Bob Euchre was not just a baseball announcer. He was an entertainer. He was a family person. He was a baseball guy. He was a comedian.
You could tell a joke at the drop of a hat.
The amount of euchre jerseys, sweatshirts, T-shirts, saw license plates that people turned into necklaces.
Heroes will be remembered. Legends never die, so I don't think he'll miss a pitch.
So then there's like a fade to black or something to show a passing of time. And then when we return, the 2025 team is back home after just getting terrorized by the Yankees.
A historic day for the Yankees in the Bronx.
Just getting blown up.
And they take down the Brewers by a final score of 20-9.
Highly concerned. Yes.
Quick shot of the talking heads.
I have concerns about the pitching. Absolutely.
Another boat race, says one of the headlines. Okay, cut to the clubhouse. A slow pan of the team, players at their lockers, some laughing, other ones listening to music on their phone. It looks like a scrappy bunch, likable but banged up. You notice there's a lot of guys in the trainer's room. And in walks in a young man, duffel bag over his shoulder. He kind of looks like Glenn Powell. You know that guy, that actor from Maverick and Twisters. So he walks in, sets his bag down. Cut to manager Pat Murphy walking in the clubhouse. He yells, "Hey, kid." Young man turns. "You Priester?" "Yes, sir." Maybe Murph says something like, "Then get your spikes on. You'll probably pitch today."
Quinn Priester, the mighty Quinn, strikes out this side in the top of the first.
I mean, pick your characters. You could build this around the entire Brewers pitching staff. I mean, you got the old veteran, reliable Freddie Peralta, been with the team a long time.
And Peralta pats his chest and says, "I got him."
You got the wise, injured Woodruff.
Who else you got? You got the kid.
The Miz. Miz versus Skeens here this afternoon.
Just about a capacity crowd on hand as the Miz is the first one out of that first base dugout. And what an atmosphere.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Mizorowski is just pressing buttons on a remote control, it feels like.
You need an antagonist. Like, who's the bad guy in this?
I mean, maybe, is it Craig Counsell?
Is it Savale? Like, he didn't want to go to the bullpen?
Yes.
Which actually then leads you into the other storyline. Friggin' Vaughn coming here and being a world beater, picked off the trash heap from the Sox.
Fly ball, deep left. It is up and it is gone. Welcome to the Brew Crew, Andrew Vaughn. The legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. So glad that Aaron Savali demanded that trade. Swing and a miss.
And then the film picks up steam in the middle with the winning streak, right? 14 in a row.
And a fly ball left center field, well struck. Back is Benson at the track. Wall gone! Wild Bill to left center. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time. Game over. Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here. You can't make it up. 12 in a row for the Crew. Would you like fries with that? Well,
do you really keep pancakes in your pocket? Sometimes. Pancakes, pizza. I mean, stuff I like.
Then you shift to the emotional finish.
What world are we living in right now? I'll tell you, it's the Brewers world.
We have the opportunity to be friends for life, right? We go and do this whole thing and go where we want to go. Everybody in this room is friends for life.
Who's writing this thing?
We're playing with house money. You believe that we can do it.
I think that there's definitely a little piece of Bob that is narrating this whole thing and having a big part of it. You can't make it up! October official! For the 5th time in 6 years, the Milwaukee Brewers are headed to the postseason.
At the end, then, you got to bring it back around to Uke. Like you could do the speech. Pat Murphy saying he got a letter from Uke.
The last time that we celebrated, Duke was with us. Howdy, boys. Never a doubt you would get this invitation. You did it by believing. Really miss you guys, and I wish I was there. Things are good. God Almighty picked me to be on his team up here, albeit I'm the 3rd catcher. It's a great league. No day games after night games. No shadows. But you got all the sticky you need to have up here. Told the big guy about you guys. You play hard every night, not afraid to play for each other. He's obviously very interested in the group with this uncommon goodness. I know you guys really don't need me, but I've got to tell you, I'll be on the headset every night watching. And don't forget to take it all in, enjoy it, keep it light, and believe in each other.
Hey! Is this heaven? No. It's Milwaukee.
A team for the ages, the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers, and they are not even close to being done yet.
You speak into existence, you see it, you visualize it, you believe that we can do it.
Holy cow! Do you believe it?
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You ever wonder how your house would look if it were a different color, or had a new roof, or maybe a splashy front door? Well, you can see for yourself just by going to TriCountyContractingWI.com. Add a photo of your house and design a new look. Then call them when you're ready. TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on Bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Beautiful and safe. Decks built to last by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com.
You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's your turn to enjoy life your way. At Capri Communities, they offer vibrant senior living where neighbors become friends, and each day brings something to smile about.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure.
Find your perfect new home at capricommunities.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
When you give to St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee, you give hope to our neighbors in need. This Christmas season and throughout the year, we support anyone who needs a meal or help stocking their pantry. Your financial gift helps eliminate hunger and stop food insecurity. Please give much needed support to our Milwaukee neighbors. Learn more at svdpmilw.org.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It is Wednesday, December 31st. Your top story, a local union's legal battle comes to an end.
I'm Adam Roberts, a Western Wisconsin man facing murder charges on Christmas Day.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Celebrations erupt in New Delhi, India as the clock strikes midnight. And here's what it sounds like right now in Doha.
آمنت بالإنسان واستأنست بالعمران وخلت الصبر طريق والزمن.
Tonight, ABC's annual Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Evil features Chicago for the very first time. Mayor Brandon Johnson telling ABC's Good Morning America about the security measures the city has taken.
My top priority, making sure that the people of the city, the visitors, are safe. And so we have put forth, incredible measures with our police department, our fire department, emergency management team. The Secret Service will be here as well, just to make sure that people have a joyous experience.
Starting tomorrow, Americans in 5 states who receive SNAP benefits will see new restrictions on soda, candy, and other foods they can buy. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 231.
Union representation for local funeral home workers dismantled canceled. Employees at several Krause Funeral Home Service and Cremation in the Milwaukee area are no longer part of Teamsters Local 344. Workers voted to decertify the union after failing to reach a contract with Krause. This comes after the vote to leave the union was put on hold for over a year when Teamsters blocked the petition by filing unfair labor practice charges against the company. Teamsters then withdrew the charges after legal efforts from the National Right to Work Legal Defense Foundation, an organization that supports workers ousting their labor unions.
A man from western Wisconsin now facing murder charges for allegedly killing a hospital security guard on Christmas Day. According to authorities, 35-year-old Jonathan Winch of St. Croix Falls was trying to escape the emergency department when he attacked a woman at Health Fairview Lakes Medical Center in Minnesota, then trying to steal a hospital emergency vehicle. Andrea Morell died from traumatic head injuries in the alleged assault. Winch now facing a second-degree murder charge. If convicted, could face up to 40 years in prison.
A group of Republican lawmakers are introducing a bill that would allow autonomous vehicles on roadways in Wisconsin. The proposed legislation would create an oversight board and permitting process for driverless vehicles. Supporters like the Wisconsin Non-Driver Advisory Committee say the technology would improve access to transportation and be a boost to the economy. Over 20 states currently allow self-driving vehicles on their road.
School property taxes continuing to soar across Wisconsin.
According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, school property taxes rose almost 8% in December, one of the largest increases in the last 3 decades. The organization says some of the major reasons for the hike is an increase to state limits on school districts' per pupil revenues, along with a lack of funding in the most recent state budget. This has led many local school districts to enact funding referendums, which has also contributed to the increase. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
It's been a strong start to the snowmobile season in northern Wisconsin, thanks to some heavy snowfall. Ken Kusick is the president of the Frosty Snowmobile Club near Land O'Lakes.
Anywhere up in the Northwoods is a great time of year for snowmobiling and just, the Great White North. Being out here with all the people and being able to see everybody having fun is a great day.
While the last few winters have presented some challenges, the industry is hoping for a bounce back this season. There are over 225,000 registered snowmobiles in the state.
If your New Year's Eve plans include heading out on the town, there's some help getting you where you need to go and back home again safely.
As Milwaukee gets ready to welcome 2026, Miller Lite is once again picking up the tab for New Year's Eve bus rides. All MCTS routes will be free starting at 8 p.m. with extra late-night service on key lines throughout the county. The program is part of Molson Coors Free Rides initiative, now in its 37th year nationwide. Bottom line, if you're celebrating, you've got a safe, free way to get to where you're going and back home again. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 2:34.
Do you have a spot that's too cold in the winter, but if you jack up the heat, the rest of the house is too warm? Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Time to get Jeff and his team out to your house. Proper insulation from USA forms a thermal barrier that maintains warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer. Time to get in on thousands of dollars of government efficiency credits. Jeff and his team at USA Insulation find the grants, rebates, reductions, and they discount the cost of your project up front. Get started at usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Packers quarterback Jordan Love remains in the concussion protocol. He is practicing today, according to head coach Matt LaFleur. The team locked into the number 7 seed in the NFC playoffs with one regular season game to play. Who's going to play in that game Sunday against the Vikings?
Here's what I told the team. We have 53 spots on our roster. You can have 2 call-ups. You have 48 dressed on game day. So there's going to be some starters that aren't going to play. Shoot, they might not suit up. They might suit up. and then you're going to have some starters that are going to play. So basically, you guys will find out on Sunday who's playing.
LaFleur also confirms the signing of veteran quarterback Desmond Ridder to the team's practice squad. And the Bucs look for win number 3 in a row tonight against the Wizards on the home floor. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Let's take a look at the roads now. Your WTMJ time saver traffic. Heads up, we do have a crash blocking the right shoulder. This is right on 894 as you work your way east through the Mitchell towards 94 heading northbound. So this is going to be right as you go through the interchange. On that right shoulder, a crash just reported a couple of minutes ago. Not seeing on the cameras right now if this is in any sort of lane out extending from the shoulder, but I can see plenty of snowflakes falling on the cameras as well, and those roads are slick in this area. Speaking of crashes, we have another one that was reported a little while ago. This is on 43 North, right at the Kilbourne exit out of downtown, those underground ramps that turn onto the freeway. This crash happening there about 20 minutes ago. Doesn't appear to be impacting any traffic patterns, just something to keep in mind as you head out of downtown Milwaukee. And then also westbound 94 from about 27th Street to Hawley Road will be a touch slow past the stadium, and some volume starting to build up also on 94 heading eastbound from about 92nd Street over to Mitchell Boulevard.
Well, snow flurries are falling in downtown Milwaukee. It's 34 degrees. That'll be our high for the day. Temperature is expected to drop later on tonight. A low of 7 degrees, wind chill down to 5 below. Tomorrow's high 17 degrees, should see some pops of sun. And then Friday's high in the mid-20s. 34 and flurries in Milwaukee at 2:38. Forget the champagne and confetti this New Year's Eve. Americans would rather watch Netflix and chill, or maybe even doom scroll on TikTok. That's right, according to a survey of about 3,000 people by the social app Sunny. 24% want to ring in the new year surrounded by friends and loved ones, or any people at all. A whopping 35% plan to stay home and stream the Stranger Things finale. It's a very intriguing option here tonight.
Very
because,
specific.
The Stranger Things finale is not only being shown on Netflix, but you can go to the theater. It's like a 3-hour ordeal, so treat it like a movie, a long movie at that.
Yeah.
So that's an option here. I talked to the owner, founder, and CEO of our company, Craig Karmazin. So what do you got planned tonight? Bucks game, Stranger Things. There you go.
All right.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be doing one or the other, but Stranger Things is a big option here for folks looking to maybe have a different sort of New Year. Maybe you got a Stranger Things party happening at your house, but it seems like, according to this survey, fewer and fewer people are really inclined to just go out and tie one on. Gen Z appears to be trending in that direction, though. 36% of the youngest adults say they are completely jazzed about making the scene here on December 31st. But the other generations and populations, maybe not as much.
Wonder if they said that exact words, completely jazzed to get out. This isn't too surprising, though, because aren't we always saying that Gen Z is bucking the trends of the past generations when it comes to drinking in general? We know how much drinking is a part of the New Year's Eve festivities for a lot of people, not everyone, but for certainly plenty. And we've been talking ad nauseum about how Gen Z is really just not going out to drink at the levels we've seen in generations past.
Well, there are more things on screens for Gen Z than really any other generation. So I guess I was a social primate, and you'd be a screen mammal if we want to look at it that way.
Okay.
One way or the other. Don't quote me on that, but
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
won't.
official. I feel like I've done just about anything you could possibly do on a New Year's, right? I've been in Milwaukee for all of my adult life. I've done the thing where you pay like $60 and it's, an open bar and appetizers, live music, that kind of thing. I think I went to an Admirals game once where they had a concert afterwards, which I thought was kind of fun. I've done the Globetrotters and then gone out for kind of a late dinner after that. Done it where you've had a friend hosting a number of people. I've gone to different cities for New Year's and celebrated in Vegas and New York and Chicago and all that kind of stuff. Been in New Orleans for New Year's Eve in the Sugar Bowl, which was a blast. I've had the most fun with my family in the last couple of years, right? And the kids want to be around mom and dad for New Year's. Awesome. I'll take that as long as I can get it.
I was going to say, you've done all of that. You run the gamut. But at the end of the day, really what I think a lot of people want is just that same old thing we feel around Christmas time, is just taking a moment, taking a beat, and just ringing in something with people that you really care about, rather than like you'll see in Times Square tonight, you and 1 million of your closest strangers all sharing the same space.
Yeah, I mean, I get that from a bucket list perspective. I understand the appeal there. That's about it, though. I mean, I don't. That doesn't seem like a lot of fun to me. I'd happily watch it on television, which I'm sure we'll have on tonight. But yeah, I mean, whatever it is for you, you get a night to do it, right? Carve out your own niche. It doesn't have to be anything. Doesn't have to be pretending to be anything it's not. Whatever you want it to be is good.
So for the last few years, my wife and I, what we've done is we will rent an Airbnb just somewhere just outside of the main Metro Milwaukee area just for a night with ourselves. I wish I had a better reason than this, but unfortunately, it's sort of a serious one in the Milwaukee area. A lot of New Year's Eve the last few years, people have been taking to the celebratory gunfire around 11:50-ish to about 12:30. And the first year we moved here about 4 or 5 years ago was really, really bad. And I knew it was a thing when we moved, but I didn't realize it was that much of a thing. And I genuinely was a bit freaked out at home when I'm hearing any kind of gun you can imagine going off in our neighborhood. And it's a thing that a lot of people in Milwaukee have to deal with. So we just decided one year, nope, this is going to be the one day that we just get out. And thankfully, it's turned into something quite nice, just to have that moment with the people you care about most.
Yeah, get out of Dodge for a little bit. Carve out your own niche, whatever it is. If you call yourself a party pooper or if somebody else does, hey, to each their own.
Sure.
Have a lot of fun this New Year's Eve. For what it's worth, when it comes to party poopers, I always think that phrase is kind of funny. Those out west seem to lead the pack. Only 26% say they actually want to party. Phoenix takes the crown here. Only 15% are down for New Year's Eve fun in Phoenix, which is pretty fun. That is a fun city to hang out in. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of bars and clubs that are packed tonight, Milwaukee, Chicago, Phoenix, wherever you're going. But plenty of people also staying at home or maybe hitting up the theater as well.
And that's all right.
It's 2:43 on WTMJ.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What's the secret to your success?
Clean living, hard work, and no employees.
You lost me on that last one.
No employees?
Yeah.
That's the secret sizzle that makes Hasselus mattress so popular.
How are you successful without employees?
You can give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Nobody talking down to me or breathing down my neck?
And with no commission-crazed salespeople in the mix, our everyday mattress prices on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more are way low.
How low?
Our Queen Beautyrest Elm Cove A is just $7.94.
Wow.
Plus, free next day delivery. And through Monday, get a free box spring or $300 off an adjustable base with the purchase of any queen or king size Beautyrest or Sealy Posturepedic mattress.
Since you're a mattress store, you could say Hasselus is an overnight success.
Good one.
Thanks.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Ty each weekday.
So we now have 9 candidates on the Democratic side running for governor.
Yeah. But if you missed us, catch up anytime with our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
So you got Brian Windhorst saying Giannis has to be traded to the Knicks in the offseason. You've got Shams Charania saying that there's an open dialogue about Giannis's future.
Powered by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Well, snow should be tapering off here before too long. Not expected to get a bunch here, maybe about an inch or so of accumulation. It's been snowing for about an hour or so here in downtown Milwaukee. We're at 34 degrees right now. Temperature is expected to drop quite a bit, down to 7 degrees overnight, 5 below with the wind chill. Tomorrow's high, 17 with a chance of sun. 34, and flurries still flying in Milwaukee at 246. So throughout the week, we've been playing some of the more notable feature pieces that we've told throughout the year on WTMJ. You know, a lot of times we put a lot of work into these pieces that we create, and they might only be heard on one day. Well, maybe you were off that day. Maybe you just didn't have us in your news cycle for that particular day. So end of year can be a good time to bring some of these fun stories back.
Sure.
Including one that I put together during our time at the State Fair. So if you spend time at State Fair, there's so much to soak in, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if you've not been to the State Fair in a long time, or maybe you've never been to the State Fair, maybe you go every year, the Expo Center, you might run into a product specialist trying to sell you the world's greatest everything. Spend enough time at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center, and you're bound to run into the world's greatest everything. The world's best cutlery, the world's best shoe cleaning kit. Timeless, handcrafted. Those are words you commonly see at the Expo Center. Don't believe me? Well, take a listen to this.
The groomer glove. Some like it. My Chihuahua loves this thing. My Yorkie doesn't want to have nothing to do with it, so you never know. But if you give your dog a bath, use this instead of your hand.
Dry, clean dish rags work every time. Wet, sloppy, greasy dish rags don't. There's your new dish rag.
These are the carrots that I boiled. You take this beautiful juice, which is full of cancer-fighting antioxidants and enzymes and flavor. That is like your coffee. We should be drinking this, but we don't.
You young people, come on over. You don't have to buy anything. Nobody else does.
Those nubs get into the undercoat. He likes it better, less dead hair. You like it better, less shedding all over your house, okay?
How come my cholesterol is going through the roof and I'm gaining all this weight, my bursitis is acting up and I'm feeling crappy?
When your clothes come out of the dryer, instead of you guys picking them little fuzzies and hairs off of the dry clothes, they all attach to the silicone dryer pad.
Don't eat any of the fake butter. They call this low-fat butter because it puts fat on the lower parts of your butter.
I don't understand, sir. I mean, you have two girls. I can't get a date. Can I kick it with you?
Okay, watch this. Wow, that's fast. You didn't get wet, did you? That wasn't a blessing or anything. That's just to show you that they don't dribble. And kindly feel my carpet.
One molecule away from plastic, got a shelf life of 26 years. The bugs won't eat it.
Now that's when you turn it to the sticky side. That roller picks up salt, sand, sugar, flour, cat hair, dog hair, dust, fluff, lint, even kitty litter and birdseed if you have it.
How many fairgoers have the old model? Yeah, that's like buying a rotary phone.
I use them at the pool. I bring them, whenever I use them to even dry myself as a towel. Basically, this is all I use, so I use them in every room of the house.
You have tendonitis, arthritis, carpal tunnel. It doesn't count with the Wonder Chopper, ladies and gentlemen. You'll shed tears. Tears of joy, chopping an onion that quick and that safe.
Now, we all know that salt is bad. What disease kills more Americans than any other? It's marriage. It's marriage, yeah.
Who likes garlic? I love garlic. I'm Italian. Half Native American. I'm an Awapaho. No relation to those Kardashian hoes.
The one end comes to a little point. That point gets in between the car seats.
Kim's pregnant again. She's going to name the baby after the father, NFL. I figure it's the Rams or the Packers. Anyways, look.
American Heart Association calls that a heart attack in a box.
My early bird special, basics at 40. If you add another $10, I'll throw the broom in free, or $10. So you get the whole set for 50.
My wife will take your credit card. If you want this right now, we're going to give you another whole set. So now you have a whole nother set of these for free.
When you buy these online, they're $40. WonderChopper.com. There's about a 6-week wait. Why? I won't be home for 6 weeks. Here at the fair, they're $24.95, but hold your money. For the first 5 people up until 5 o'clock, I'll take a $20 bill.
You will be my customer.
Off the medication and feeling so much better. Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. One of my fellow patients, Tiara, she suffered from severe neuropathy, that's tingling and numbness in the extremities. She tried everything, finally sought care at Connect Chiropractic, and months in, her nervous system is in better sync. She's dropped 2 medications, including some heavy painkillers, because Connect Chiropractic is treating the source of the problem, not the symptoms. In Delafield, Wauwatosa, and Oak Creek, go connectchiro.com.
We get it. You're on the go. and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Get fantastic deals on ceiling fans at Menards. Make your ceiling fan install a breeze with a quick install ceiling fan from Patriot Lighting. They're loaded with extra features designed to save you time. Plus, we offer a great selection ready to take home today. Hurry in and pick up a Patriot Lighting quick install Tisbury 3 large room ceiling fan for $79.99 through December 31st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Trump administration planning to resume garnishing the wages of some student loan borrowers who are in default.
Eric Billstad.
A Milwaukee police officer taken to the hospital after getting bit by a police dog.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
A couple broken down vehicles out there. Actually, there's a crash also on the off-ramp to 70th Street.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lozica for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Wrapping up a New Year's Eve edition of Wisconsin's Midday News, our final program here of 2025. Adam, happy to have you along here for it. Always fun to have you fill in.
Oh, always great to be here, Greg. And by the way, if you are so inclined, we do, of course, have some fun programming for you this evening on WTMJ. We've got Bucks basketball coming up at 6 o'clock. Before that, though, we're running our 2025 WTMJ Year in Review. Always happy to put that together. A full, complete recap of the year that was. It's a lot of stories to cover, and that's why we need 3 hours to do it. So that's coming up right after we're done here on Wisconsin's Midday News.
So we have a hard out for that. So in the radio world, that means at exactly 2:58, please make sure to watch on your iWatch or your vehicle or whatever. I have to be out. We have to be done talking at 2:58 or Gina's going to cut us off. So originally we had this Brewers tribute that we were going to play in this segment, but Gina asked if we could politely move it to the earlier portion of the 2 o'clock hour, which we did.
We did.
So what should we do toward the end of the program? Just talk. Yeah. Just talk. But it just have to be done at 2:58. That was the very strict rules that I received from Gina. And if we continue to talk past 2:58, she will just stop us. She will just hit a button, and our microphones will be off.
Yep, forever. You will not hear us the rest of this year.
What are we looking forward to in 2026? It's always a very interesting time of year. You get to the end of 2025, you reflect on some of the big stories. I think one of the big stories here that developed throughout 2025 revolving around AI data centers in the state of Wisconsin and their continued development. Well, the Port Washington one is underway with construction down toward the state line. That's going to happen as well. These are massive, massive projects that will be really taking flight in 2026. May not be done in 2026, but you're going to see the advancements. I also wonder where artificial intelligence goes. We had a story today about autonomous vehicles in the state of Wisconsin. Yeah, 2026 could be the year that we actually have that. There's a lot of challenges with that, as other states are finding out. Keep in mind, we're in a cold weather climate here as well throughout several portions of the year. So a couple of the big stories. Automation and AI will continue to grow in 2026, but specifically here in the state of Wisconsin.
What's also going to be interesting next year specifically, there's a couple of different avenues you can take with AI. One's going to be what happens as far as pushback, because we've started to see it now, and particularly in Port Washington, things have gotten testy during common council meetings. The mayor has faced a recall effort there, Ted Knightsky. Just even visually, things are changing quickly. We were driving up to Michigan to visit family one night on 43, and where that site is being worked on, the lights are super bright out there, and there's a farm, and someone's family farm is right by where this is all happening. So There's a lot of elements at play. And then the other interesting angle of AI is going to be the election next year in 2026, specifically the governor's race. Have still, as we wrap up the year here, not heard a lot from any of the candidates, maybe some token remarks, maybe a quick blasé comment on AI and on data centers, but we haven't really heard any hard, solid platforms yet from any of the many candidates that are running.
Yeah, so you've got 9 candidates on the Democratic side, which is outlined. And I don't know if all 9 will stay in it throughout the race.
True.
Right? I mean, at some point, some are going to likely drop off. But how will they differentiate each other from one another, right? Same on the Republican side, just a much smaller field that might be a little bit easier. But how did 9 Democrats sort of create a profile or a platform that is stronger than the other one running or other ones running? So you've got 9 and then 2 or 3 on the Republican side. So that becomes an instant storyline as you push into 2026.
And then real quickly for sports, something I'm looking into is we roll out in 26 with the Green Bay Packers. Well, however the season ends, if they're a 7th seed and they're 1-out, or if they get a sneaky win, Matt LaFleur's contract runs through next year. And then Ed Policy, the new president who's taken over from Mark Murphy, is going to have some decision-making he has to do. And a lot of that could be determined how things roll out here in the next couple of weeks. If they get a sneaky win, if he thinks maybe things can stay together and keep the band all together, or maybe not. He'll have to make a decision one way or another.
Well, we are out of time in the program. Time is running out on the year here at WTMJ. We at Wisconsin's Midday News and throughout the station appreciate you being a part of our programs each and every day. We've got some specialty programming coming up next here. And Gina says I have to stop talking right now.
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you. It steals the fun out of life. It steals your energy. And it's just a dark cloud over a lot of people's lives, even on the sunniest of days. But your joint pain does not have to rob you of your life or your happiness. Because at Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that can rejuvenate your life. In a world where big box healthcare has driven pain treatment costs through the roof and has made it look like joint replacements are your only option, Rejuvenex has kept pain treatment affordable for almost anyone. And for most with insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, we've seen pain treatment paid for by insurance with zero out-of-pocket cost to our patients. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. Don't let pain rob you. Take action today so we can help make your